What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 2, Lost Signal podcast. And man, it is hot outside.
Summer's here.
Summer is definitely here, and
terrible.
I don't like it at all. Was out at the lake this morning fishing, and about died.
Yeah.
About died a couple days ago too.
Yeah, it's just
so
too hot.
Not only just the temperature, but kind of like we were talking about. You know, pre-show is the humidity has a big thing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I think right now, temperature wise, I think it's like 98 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. And the feels like, and the heat index, dude,
over 100.
it's over 100. And I think it was like 105, 106 or somewhere in there, low 100s, which is high. I don't
here.
like that for here. And the humidity has everything in the world to do with that, and I don't like it. Because we were talking about like out west.
Yeah.
Right. Whenever you was there a couple of years ago, kind of like what you were talking about before we started recording. Kind of walk the audience through that. Like, what was that like?
Yeah, it never got over. We went to Deadwood, South Dakota, and it never got over 75 degrees this time of year.
Right.
And there was no humidity. And like, we left mid-June when we left to go out there, and it was hot here. And once we got into Southern Illinois, we didn't need to run the air conditioner anymore in the vehicle. We just rolled the windows down and
Roll them down and just enjoy the natural air.
yeah, it wasn't hot any time.
And you said it was comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It wasn't like, I guess we'll use the outside air. It was, it was fine.
It was nice the whole time. Yeah, it never got over 75. There was always a breeze blowing. It was really, really nice.
Yeah. And where was that at? What state? You said that
South
was
Dakota.
South Dakota. I know whenever I was out in Texas, of course, it's similar in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how at the banks will have the temperature?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was broken because it was around this time of year, around in July, maybe it was August. I don't remember exactly when we were out there. It was the Big Bend National Park out there. And it was like 115, 117 is when it said. And I think I actually might have talked about this last episode, but it's okay. Say it again. But I thought the thermometer was broken on the bank sign, and it wasn't, because another one said the same thing. And I was like, well, the chances of two being broken at the same time is probably unlikely.
Yeah.
If it was, in our area, I'd probably believe it, but down there, they seem to have their stuff together.
Yeah.
But it felt like about 75, what I thought it would be. But it was the humidity makes a big difference, because it was a couple weeks ago here, the humidity basically fell out and there was no humidity.
Mm-hmm.
Felt great.
It was nice.
It was very nice. And now,
Then this mess came in.
yeah, this mess came in, and it was not good. And now it's just very unbearably hot. Temperature wise is up there, but the feels like, and with the humidity, guys, stay hydrated.
It's over 100.
It's over 100, and it's just very, very miserable. But I've gotten myself into some fun here lately.
What are you doing?
Well, I've gotten the opportunity to play mechanic, because that's not my daily job.
Nope.
And I'm glad, because that's not my skill set. I found out.
YouTube.
Well, it is, and I'm
Just use
glad.
YouTube.
I am, and I'm glad YouTube exists, because if it didn't, I would not know what to do.
Yeah.
At all, even close. I'm still scratching my head some between YouTube and AI, chat and different things. I'm glad that you can basically FaceTime chat now. Mm-hmm. It's great. Of course, I say now, it's not new, but it's a very useful feature, because you turn on your camera and it's like, okay, what am I looking at? Well, it looks like you're looking at this piston or this bolt, or I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sure. Sounds good. Sure. And so it's been 3 different engines that I've been working on, and they've all kind of just landed in my lap, not literally, because that would hurt, but it was all around the same time.
Yeah.
And so, are you familiar with an oil pressure sensor switch?
I've heard of one.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with it,
I actually
no.
meant to bring it in studio, but it's actually roasting in the car right now. But what it is it's a little tiny It looks like about the size of a spark plug, right? Very small. One side screws into the engine, and the other side has a computer connector on it.
Right.
Just a 2-pin, I believe it's 2-pin, 1-pin, 2-pin connector. And
what does this go on?
this is on. This is for the Explorer, right?
Okay.
For the car, and I guess every vehicle has them.
Yeah.
Because basically what it does is it tells the computer if the oil level is low when it works.
Right.
When it doesn't work, guess what it does?
It doesn't tell you anything.
It spews oil. It becomes the fault.
Oh,
when
okay.
it fails, it spews all your oil out because it's once it goes past that point, your engine should not be on.
Huh.
And so it's got a little seal right in the middle of the bolt, basically, and it'll fail. There's a little plastic, metalish, some sort of composite seal. I don't know what it's made of. Something that can fail, apparently.
Right.
And I found that out kind of the hardish way. Not too hard because, I mean, the engine's fine. But I found out because I was going to thankfully do an oil change pretty much anyway. So good timing, I guess. But it failed, and oil just went everywhere, and all underneath the whole undercarriage of the car. So, obviously, which is the exhaust, and that's hot, and you smell oil, so it's like something's not right.
Yeah.
And so then I checked the dipstick; that was completely dry. And then you open it up, and it's like smoke, like smoking almost out of the engine because it's really hot. And I was like, well, it shouldn't be doing that if there's oil. And then whenever I went to go drain the oil. And I put some oil in just a little bit to see, and you can see it drip. It was not like a stream, but it was a pretty consistent drip.
Right.
And of course, over the few days, couple weeks, of whatever it took for me to realize this, it drained itself very low. Of course, the oil pan is a little bit lower than where that sensor's placed.
Yeah.
But really, that engine shouldn't be operating if the oil goes below that part.
Right.
So that in turn, that's what it was. And man, I had to change the sensor first before obviously adding oil because the oil was right on the other side of where that screws into. Kind of like an oil bolt where you drain it at. But it's up a little bit higher. And it was perfectly in the middle of the engine placement.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in the middle of the engine, but like if you're reaching up underneath and if you're reaching down from the top of the engine, they're both in a blind spot where you can barely reach and you have to be like this, to get to it.
Yeah.
And not a lot of space. And you're basically having to look at schematics for it to see how the layout is, and you feel it, right? You feel the threaded where it goes. And then you're basically blindly putting the bolt back in.
Right.
Because you can't see and put it in at the same time.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. Because your hand's in the way. It's such a small area. And they also said, be very careful because it will cross thread very easily.
Oh, of course.
And do not over tighten because it'll break. It's like fantastic. And so I put a little bit of, probably shouldn't have done this, but a little bit of Loctite on the threads. So that might be fun to get out. Roast me in the comments. I don't care. Probably not a great idea. Okay. But I was like, I don't want to do this again. But I got I think it was a 1 year or 3 year warranty on that part. The part was only like $20.
Yeah.
Of course, it wasn't an OEM, where it was like 4 times the price.
Yeah.
Just for, say it's OEM. Same thing. But it was like $20, and the warranty, they're like, when it fails again, because it's not if, but it's when. I'm like, oh, fantastic. I can't wait. And so hopefully it'll last as long as it took this time. I'm assuming that was the OEM one that I took off. I don't know. I didn't care enough to look. And then, so there was that. Got that finally put back in. I thought it would take maybe 2 hours. 9 hours later and midnight, I had it back in.
Yeah.
And changed my oil, or not change, but put oil in it.
Right.
There wasn't really any to change. And then the next one was a dirt bike that was the one I had as a kid. And it was setting for I think the last time I rode it was like 19 years ago. or so, almost 20. Or no, see, not 19. About 16 years ago. Sorry, this is the last time I rode it because I rode it as an adult, and then I quit. I just left it in the garage and just kind of let it collect dust and the tires rot and all that fun stuff. So I had to work on that, and it wasn't too terrible to get started back up. I just had to do a carburetor swap and just do a basic tune and oil change and stuff like that. New spark plug, and that was about it really to get it to fire back up. Of course, it needed a little bit of TLC, and then
what kind of dirt bike is it?
That one is a Yamaha TTR 125.
Okay,
too small for this guy. Even though I've rode it still, and I actually, I think I sent you the video.
You still have back pain from it.
I do from where I flipped off of it that one time. And you know me. After I get off work, I have a bad tendency of not changing out of my uniform, right?
Yes.
And you would call me, and I would be already at the house for like, I don't know,
6 hours.
6 hours. And I'm still in my work clothes. And you're like, dude, what are you doing? That's like step one. As soon as you walk through the door.
As soon as you walk through the door, change clothes.
I will have you to know that I've actually done better with this.
It's about time.
I know. Well,
we've only been friends for 5 years now.
And it's taking this long.
It's taking this long for you to start listening.
And then, so there was that with the dirt bike. And so I was able to get that up and get that running again. For one of the boys, and then the other one has a one of their vehicles, I guess, is a mini bike, and this one was kind of fun because it's a he wanted to upgrade the engine and put a Predator 212 on it, which is fine, and then didn't realize this at the time of agreeing to this. He kind of meant to upgrade the Predator 212 as well at the same time. Not only the engine itself would be an upgrade.
But then upgrade the engine.
Upgrade that. And so that...
Tell him he's old enough to where his wants won't hurt him.
Oh, yeah.
And be thankful for what you got.
Absolutely.
Twinkle toes.
Because he ain't got that right now because I'm still working on it. Because it's been a road and a half.
What engine is that though? Who makes
Predator?
Yeah, that engine. You probably get it off Temu.
Well, this one came from Tractor Supply, so I don't know.
Is it a Briggs and Stratton engine?
Maybe.
Then?
I don't know. I'd have to look at it further.
Okay.
It might be.
I think
because I know that's what the John Deere that I got from Lowe's. That's what it was. It was Briggs and Stratton, but it wasn't like a real John Deere, if you will. It was kind of like a watered down, kind of like where you can buy Michelin at Walmart. It's not really a Michelin tire. Oh. I mean, it is.
Was it more of a yellow instead of a green?
It was, kind of the baby poop yellow. No,
gotcha.
No, I'm just kidding. But so that engine.
I bet it's a Briggs and Stratton.
It might be. I'll have to look.
I bet it is.
As much as I've looked at that engine, I should know this.
I'll look at it. Go ahead.
There you go. All right.
Tell us.
Yeah.
I'll
let us know.
Research.
All right. And so that engine, I had gotten a bunch of parts for it, where he had basically ordered a bunch of parts, and he was like, "Hey, I need this and this," and so we got it, and I was like, "Wait a second," and then he already had the engine torn apart because he started working on it when I was at work, and then I get to the house, and I'm just like, "What?" So and so that's been fun to try to work on and use. I've been using a bunch of YouTube. I've been using a bunch of I think there's a bunch of stuff on TikTok as well. Like a bunch of people do like upgrade parts, and it's just a few minute video of how to do this specific part, and that's been very helpful as well. And then the live video with ChatGPT, that's been great too, to get that to where it is. And there was a part where it's the two bolts that go into the piston that holds it onto like the rod, and it's a single piston engine because it's a pressure washer engine essentially is what it is. You just put it on a mini bike, or you can put it on whatever basically. But it was so I had to find this. You could not find it locally. I had to order it online.
What is this?
So it's a socket, right? But look at that, and so that is a very small.
It's a 7 millimeter.
7 millimeter, right? Okay, no big deal. I can find those locally. But look at the socket itself, not the 7mm side. If you notice anything different about where the bolt will go in, it's not a 6-point, which is standard.
Yeah,
it's a 12-point. That was very hard to find. Well, locally, it doesn't exist. Found it online,
right?
And Amazon for the win. And so that was part of the struggle, because the next part of the struggle was we were able to get the bolts out just fine. Loosening is no big deal because we had just a socket wrench and just came right out at 12-point. But putting them back in for the new upgraded piston, it has to be spec'd to a certain pound, and which that's standard for all the mechanics out there. That's normal, except I didn't have a torque wrench. A hand torque wrench. And according to the spec on that manual, it has to be at 170 pound torque.
Okay.
I was like, okay, sure. At first, without diving, head first into it too deeply, I was like, okay, that shouldn't be that big of a deal. Just go buy a torque wrench and get a 7mm 12-point socket and it'd be fine. Well, after I found that, it's actually kind of harder to find locally. So I had to, after talking to like the manager at, I think this was, let's see, where is this at? Harbor Freight, actually, is, I think I said Tractor Supply earlier. Harbor Freight is where the engine came from. And so I was talking to the manager.
Yeah. It's a Harbor Freight engine.
It is a Harbor Freight. It's specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Predator 212 engine is a brand of Harbor Freight tools, but the engines are contract manufactured in China. By major industrial motor companies. The standard 212 engines are primarily made by Lincoln. Lincoln makes welders.
Okay.
I do know that.
Okay.
But yeah, the 212 you can get them from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, that's where we picked it up at, and
by way of China.
Right, and I was like, well, I was like, well, I'll start there. I figured they would have what I needed. And he's like, that's a tough one, because in order to find the right drive size of the impact wrench and to get it down to a 7mm, not just a 7mm, but a 7mm 12-point, he's like, I don't have that. I was like, oh, okay. And the torque wrenches there, they are, how they have the lines on them, they're marked, the different pounds.
Oh, where you turn it?
Yeah, where you turn it, right? Because I have like a lug nut one, and I was like, well, that's going to shred this thing to smithereens, and it wouldn't really fit in there anyways. I was like, that's not going to, that's something, for lug nuts and not for something as delicate, if you will, as this. And so I was going to buy one anyway, and their markings, they had one that went from 10 pounds to 150 pounds. Right. And then their next one it went up to like 250 or 240 or some along those, two something. Yeah. And I was like, so I would have to buy the bigger one because that's where it encompasses the 170. Yeah. But there was no 170 marking. It was 160, 180. And I'm like, well, either one of those would be catastrophic failure too, because if it's too loose, it'll take itself apart, as you're giving it more RPMs. And then if it's too tight, it won't spin right, and then it'll shred itself. So it'll bust either way. It'll break either way. And so I found one on Amazon as well, and they're like, their prices started at $100 for the torque wrench, and I was expecting, because I had to get the bigger one, I was expecting it to be like $150 plus the socket plus the adapter probably is what I was gonna have to do. So I found this one. And the reason I got this one, because I had a blue one too, and I was going to go to the blue one. But this one, actually, if you look on the markings, actually has conveniently 170. Nice. So I was like, that's going to be perfect. And I found that for like $30. What? Yeah. I was like, I'm taking that right now.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and see, the drive size is, I think it's, let's see. Half inch.
Yeah, it's half inch.
Right. So, and then that's where this.
You got to get
I got the adapter kit.
Adapters.
Yeah. And so.
To reduce it down.
I reduced it down, and this thing is really handy anyway. This one was in blue. I was happy about that. But it's got a magnet on there, and it's got all kinds of different adapters. And so I was going to do like a half inch, I believe, to no, 1/2 inch to a quarter right here, right? Because that's what that'll be. And
yeah,
just right there, and that'll go right on the drive.
Yep.
And lock her in place.
Yeah.
And then that'll work.
$30.
$30 for that.
Dang.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good deal. Now,
That's a steal.
I thought so. But I mean, I think this kind of looks hilarious though. With
yeah.
you know, especially with that. And that's what the manager at Harbor Freight was saying. He said it's going to look funny. And he said, hopefully you have enough clearance in there. But I was also looking up too that I don't think you have to, like, say if you needed like like a right angle adapter or like one of the ones where you can, you know, move the wrench. And because I've never used one of these, you know, I just haven't had, you know, in my time on this planet, I just haven't had, you know, a need to do this yet.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, well, I guess let's learn how.
Yeah.
And so I got this.
Now you have a torque wrench.
Now I have a torque wrench. And then I also have the adapter kit to use for that and, you know, everything else. And so that's been interesting. And I actually haven't tackled this yet, but I'm getting ready to probably here in the next couple of days, finally, that I have a little bit more time. And but that's been a road to get to this point. And it's kind of been a roadblock too. And he's like, you got it done yet? I'm like, no. And I'm trying, because I don't want to mess this up, you know, because if I crank that up and it explodes and I'm like, that money.
It's fun.
It's fun when that happens. Kind of, as long as it's on video, then it's worth it. But see, that's the thing. And it's been a lot of fun, but a lot of learning. And the thing about it is if you're wide open, you know, just busy, it's hard to allow yourself the mental capacity to absorb something new. And for me, you know, I'm okay with like basic-ish mechanics. You know, I can do oil changes, I can do spark plugs, I needed your help for the brakes that one time.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather not mess with those just because they're brakes. You know, and that was kind of a learning experience, but I'm just like, I don't really feel confident to really do those. Yeah. You know, and there's a lot of those things. It's like, I'm just going to pay somebody to do it or find somebody and show me how. But that's
with electricity.
Yeah. See, I love that.
I just pay somebody to do it or feed you.
Yeah, see, that's payment. I'll take it. That's a currency in my book. And I'm good with that. But it's like, there's certain things I'm not going to mess with. Yeah. But it's okay to do that. Just know where your limits are. I'm okay with trying it. And then I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. Yeah. You know, I'm okay with giving it a shot or at least learning enough to say, you know, make a decision. Can I do this? And if I can't, no shame. It is what it is. Right. Find someone who can. Yeah. That's okay. And, you know, you can be kind of more or less a jack of all trades, but even jack of all trades can't do everything. Right. There's things that they're just naturally better at than others. Some things you can kind of do, but it's just been a challenge. And but I'm getting through it. It's been a long road, and but I think with this, that was the last hurdle that I can at least foresee at this point, and hopefully it'll be the last one. But it's the last one I can foresee, and everything like that. But that's kind of where I've been in my free time. Yeah. I don't even know what that is. Yeah. Because as you know, I've got a bad tendency of just working all the time. Yes. On something, and I have a bad tendency of just sitting still, and that's something I'm going to try to, you know, it's going to have to be intentional. Yeah. Because I naturally can't, from my experience so far, and so that's going to be. I'm very good at sitting still. Well, we can trade a little bit, right? And, you know, kind of meet in the middle, right? Yes. As they say. I'm very good at sitting still. And so it is what it is. But the thing about it is I've learned a lot here in the last year or so. And then but it's okay, you know, and I'm good with that. And I'm glad I've learned the things that I have, and it's been very helpful. And everything. But that's kind of what I've been into the last little while, mechanics wise. That's been a fun. But what about you, man? The only thing I'm like comfortable per se tackling is plumbing. Yeah.
I can fake it till I make it through plumbing.
Yeah.
As long as there's no leaks, you're good.
Yeah, because you've had to tackle some things here lately.
Yeah. So we being my family, we were supposed to have went to Montana over the past 3 weeks, and we weren't able to go, and that's all well and good. But on the second day that we would have been gone, in our kids' bathroom, the toilet started leaking into the bathroom.
Yeah, like under the tank, I think you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that would have been a glorious mess to come home to after 3 weeks of it leaking into the bathroom.
Water leaks happen, once they happen, the damage sets in quick.
Yeah.
I've found that out, and it's not fun.
And so it was like, well, no big deal. We just need to change the innards of
right.
the
That's typically
tank.
what you would think, right?
And so I went to do that, and the kit that I bought, I had to remove the tank from the toilet. So I was like, okay, that's just held on by 2 little bolts. That's no big deal.
Right.
So I start loosening the bolts, and then I realized the whole bolt is spinning.
Oh, no. From the inside.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do now.
Right.
So, because it's like you said, everybody gets to their limit, and then you're just
Right.
like,
I don't know.
My next option is go buy a toilet. I don't know if that's the correct option.
It's a good option.
But but that's what I did.
Yeah, because I remember you called me about it, and it's like, I was like,
yeah.
I don't know that you can really do anything in between.
So I just went and bought a toilet instead, and no home project, DIY project, is fully complete until you make 3 trips to Lowe's.
That's like minimum.
You
or
have
default
to at
3
least
trips.
make 3 trips to Lowe's.
Absolutely.
And I did. I had to make 3 trips to Lowe's
Yep.
because as soon as the second trip to Lowe's was to buy the toilet.
Okay.
And that was to be like, okay, this is going to knock it out. I'm actually going to, that's all it's going to be. A 2 tripper.
Yeah. You're like, wow, is this possible?
Yeah. So I get the toilet set in,
Yeah.
I get it bolted down, everything sealed up with the wax ring and all that stuff. And I go to hook the water back in, and the water line is literally this short.
There's your
from
third
the
trip.
back of the toilet. And I was like,
Third
well,
trip.
Lowe's was closed.
Oh, by that point.
Yeah. I had to beat Walmart closing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So it was only 2 trips to Lowe's, but it would have been 3 trips to Lowe's. I had to go and buy a longer water line.
Yeah.
To span that 2.5 inches.
Because that's
3
when you
inches.
called me. That third. And
then I saw you in Walmart. I saw you in Walmart.
Yep, at Walmart, and I was like, because I was amazed that they actually had what you needed.
Yeah, me too.
Because that's kind of hit or miss, because they try to have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And you can only have so much of everything.
Yeah.
Without running out of room, and that's kind of where they're at. And I was like, you could try.
That was my only option.
Yeah. Well, at that point, yeah.
And my son had a friend spending the night too.
Of course.
So there was
right.
no kids' bathroom.
It had to be fixed.
It had to be fixed that night.
Jeez. You're right.
So at 11 o'clock at night, we had a working toilet.
Wow. That's crazy.
But like I was saying, plumbing is the only thing that, I've never been taught how to plumb. It just kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Tight.
Kind of naturally just.
Right.
Oh, okay.
As long as I'm using like PVC or CPVC pipe, you put that other stuff in where it's the, what's the
copper?
name? No, it's the flex. It's that,
the flex stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how to do all that stuff.
That's a
where it's like
different animal.
a red
blue?
pipe and a blue pipe.
Yeah.
And it looks good.
Yeah.
But to me, that's confusing.
It is. You know what that really makes good of, though?
What?
Dueling lightsabers on a budget.
Yeah, that's true.
You have good and bad.
That is,
red and blue. And that's what I used to do as a teenager. And
I forgot, what is the name of that stuff?
I thought it was PVC. I thought it was, or flex pipe. What is that called?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure somebody knows.
Yeah, let us know.
It's not us.
It's not us. If you come here for that, I'm sorry.
You're sorry.
Let down. And then, we used to make little. It would take that because the church we were at the time, they were adding a fellowship hall and they had some extras, and so on the construction site we were being dangerous and messing around on the construction site when nobody was there on a Sunday afternoon after church, and we found those, and I was like, wonder if they have some extras. And then I realized what it was, and I was like, I'm just gonna go buy some.
Yeah.
And then I cut a little like a wooden little spindle, to make a handle, and I just drilled a hole and just there you go. Had a little $5 lightsaber, that was cool. Made way better than the $21 or $20 ones at Walmart.
Yeah.
Of course, those lit up and made sounds, but that's what we were for. We made sounds.
You make your own sounds.
You make your own sounds. I mean, of course, behind the scenes of Star Wars, they made their own sounds. Hayden,
true.
which played Anakin, he wouldn't stop making. And they had to fuss at him, like, quit, we'll add that in for you. But it's like so much fun.
Yeah.
It's hard not to do that.
Yeah.
But then now you have, as we get older, we have, our toy, we don't grow up. Our toys just be more expensive is what I was told. I'm just like, psh, whatever. And
it's true.
And you spend like $800 on a dueling lightsaber, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
yeah, fair point, I guess.
Mine was $4,500 on me a dirt bike, and my son a dirt bike.
Well, there you go. See, because you've been doing some mods or messing with those at some point.
Just his. I haven't done anything to mine. I don't plan on doing anything to mine.
Yeah. How did his go?
Good. Now I'm comfortable with working on some things on a bike. Like if you want me to tear an engine down and put it back together and it run, I'm not your guy.
Right. Same.
But I can switch. Like his bike is a 2016, and so that model still runs off carburetor.
Yeah.
If we got a 2017, it'd been fuel injected, which
right.
That's what
that bike that I was talking about was a 2003. But anyway,
what bike?
The Yamaha one that I was working on.
Oh, okay.
2003. I didn't say the year.
Right.
But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, his is a 2016, and the carburetor was just, shot on it, and so I actually bought an OEM carburetor from Honda and put it on. And now, or I didn't put it on, a friend of ours put it on, and it works fine.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Good deal. I know you're glad about that. How's he doing on it?
He's doing okay.
Yeah.
He expects to be a pro.
That's a hard expectation to come to realization with.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
We went and rode at Horsepower Park in Morganton, and they got some trails. And we ended up on one that he had no business being on. It had a really steep downhill.
Ooh.
And he fell over, which is fine. And I got him up, got him turned around, and got the bike back up the hill. I was too far down the hill, so I had to finish it and then turn around and come back up.
Yeah. Good learning experience, though.
Yeah. For him. But we finally got him off down in there, and his front tire would wash, and he'd just plop. There was one time he was going through a rut, and he front tire washed out on him, and he fell into like a ditch.
Oh no.
And the weeds just like engulfed him. It was like he was just gone.
Where'd you go?
And so he was very frustrated, but he had a good time too. And I told him, I was like, dude, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is normal. You're going to crash.
Oh yeah.
It's
going to happen.
It's the way it is.
Everybody crashes.
And he was like, it just makes me mad. And I'm like, that's fine. Use that
for motivation to
get better.
Keep going and do better. Absolutely. So, because mine was the same. He was like he was very aggravated, and especially after replacing certain parts and stuff like that, you got to tune it and you got to try it and tune it and try it and tune it. And he was getting frustrated with that. I said, "This is part of the process.
Part of it. Yeah,
this is
what
how
we had to do on his when we put that new carburetor on.
Try it and see if it'll die or if it'll ride on its own. Basically,
I
was like, whoops.
That's what his was doing before we replaced it.
It's like gotta bring it down just a little bit.
Yeah, But it was like that was with the idle turned like almost all the way down.
That's crazy. And it was still. It was like
he would like put it in gear, and it would just kind of creep off.
I had a go-kart one time do that, and whenever me and my dad were working on it, we had a really big hill behind the house we were at the time, and he's like, because the engine was off whenever we were adjusting this one, and not sure why looking back, but anyway, for some reason it was off, and he's like, all right, try it. So I pulled it, and it goes,
it just takes off
up the hill, and I'm surprised it didn't roll.
Right.
And then it also had, whenever it wasn't in gear, you had it would like. I think it was just kind of just the idle was still a little high, and it tried to go anyways.
Yeah.
Because it was like that balance. Actually, I don't think there was gears on it. It was just that balance of idle where it's like not engaged.
Right.
And it was still a little bit high, and I think the vibrations too, but it just rolled itself down the hill. And then the house that was at was up on a hill, and the driveway, man, that was a fun one in the snow to shovel. But it was about 400 foot long. A concrete driveway that had to be shoveled, and it was on a big steep hill, and it turned about halfway through. So you would like slide, and then unless you had your balance right, you would slide down the other part, but you just keep going into the woods. Yeah. And that wasn't fun. And then there was one time where the brakes basically went out.
Yeah.
On it, and I had the horrible idea of sticking my foot out to slow me down.
Yes. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, if you want to break your leg.
Fred Flintstone it.
Yeah, no.
No?
I'm not Fred Flintstone.
Oh, well, that's
It didn't work in my favor.
Gotcha.
I almost broke my leg.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, that hurt. I'm not doing that again. The good old pain teacher.
Yes.
It's a very good teacher.
It is.
Unfortunately, that's a lot of how I've been taught. But
Same.
I mean, that's just the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
Especially at this point in life,
you're
going to have a lot of those.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah. But I just telling him, I'm like, look, man.
Yeah. It's part of it.
You're going to crash.
Yeah.
You're going to fall over. And there's sometimes you're just going to be riding along on all flat ground and you just fall over.
Especially if there's gravel.
And then there's no explanation for why am I laying here?
Yeah.
You just get back up and keep going.
Yeah.
That's
dress for the slide, not the ride, as they say.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
And wear a helmet, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
I saw a motorcyclist without a helmet. I'm like, well, number one, that's illegal. Number two, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's more stupid than illegal, but it's both.
It's freedom, man.
Freedom to die when you hit your head.
Say what kind.
I mean, well, yeah. That's not my definition of freedom, but, that's fine. It is what it is.
So one thing that we talked about earlier today while we were eating lunch was how you brought up like AI videos of the Iranian war, showing things that didn't happen,
right?
And stuff like that. And and what's crazy is the other day when it was one morning, I was sitting planning for this, and trying to figure out what to talk about and everything, and can we trust anything anymore?
Right.
It's
not looking good.
Yeah. And like, I find it hard to trust anything that I see on social media, anything like that. I find it just hard to believe anymore. I don't know, like, if I can't prove myself that it's true.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't believe it because AI is advancing
very rapidly in the public space.
Yes.
I mean, it's far leagues ahead already.
Right.
But what they're releasing to the public, it's advanced very quickly. They're releasing it very quickly is what I'm saying.
I'm assuming that is throttled down.
Oh, it is.
To what it's
allowed to
do.
But see, the thing about it is legislation is so slow. It's actually behind. So there isn't anything legislation-wise. It's these AI companies, whichever flavor of AI you want to, specifically mention, but they're all basically doing the same thing, is that, what they're doing in-house versus what they're releasing to the public.
Yeah.
If you notice, like, their versions have quickly, and it's like they're getting quicker and quicker and quicker because it's learning and it's becoming more self-aware.
Right.
And that's already been kind of like, it basically is. And so, but they're throttling it back because of what the user inputs into it, whether that's text or audio or video, all three, or files that you upload, because that's a very handy feature. But you still have the 3 tiers, at least on, like, say, ChatGPT. You have like the free, and then the pro, and then you have the whatever that is, premium, where it's like $200 or $300, whatever, depending on which version of AI that you use. And then now you have Perplexity, which is all of them, which is very interesting. But
so I've only messed with Chat.
I like Chat. That's just me personally. I know a lot of people that use Grok, a lot of people that use other things, completely fine. And it depends on what you're doing too. That
Yeah.
has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Because if it's like data analysis, this would be better for this. If it's video creation, you obviously can't do that in chat because it can't create multimedia other than a picture.
Yeah.
Chat isn't able to do that, but there's
Yeah.
other AIs that can.
Yeah.
Whether that's well, there's just several. I'm not going to go through the list, but
Right.
there's several that do those specifically. But like Perplexity, and this is not a spot for them at all because I almost switched to Perplexity. I was like, I'm not paying for both.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit more expensive. But of course, it also encompasses like all of them in one. So it's like, hey, I need this and this and this. So it creates this file and that file and this file, and it sends it off to whichever model does it best.
Oh,
And then
okay.
it comes back to you with a finished product, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
It is, but it's more a month and stuff like that. But look at what else you can do with it. So if you
Yeah.
if you play your cards right, it's worth it.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm just like it obviously looks different than chat, and I've just gotten so used to chat, me personally,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I like this. I'm good
I
at
do
this.
too.
So I'm just like, right now, I'm like, no, I'm not going to switch.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm not saying I won't, but as
Right.
of right now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I enjoy using chat,
Right.
but it just, I don't know, that I'm still intrigued by AI, but I'm also scared of it at the same time.
As I think anybody with common sense and logic should be.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And I mean, I don't know. What did I tell you the other day, that the government is something to do with a supercomputer? By 28, they're passing legislation or something.
Was it quantum? No.
Yeah, to have a quantum computer by 2028.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't even know what that is, but I know our government shouldn't have it.
Fair enough. And they're using and it's they you can say what you want, and this is conspiracy, but I've realized here lately that a lot of conspiracies, or a lot of truth, actual truth, comes out as conspiracy.
Yeah.
To shy away from the mass of, oh, that's just craziness. That's
Right.
not true. Well,
Yeah.
say what you want, but I've noticed with, do your own research, right? Make sure you have enough aluminum foil, but have your own research, to block the brain penetrating washing waves.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to call it. But it's a lot of things out there that is quote unquote conspiracy. There's some truth to them. Mm-hmm. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Because just of what I've seen personally.
Yeah. I just know the government doesn't need to be in control of a quantum computer.
They don't, and they don't need to be in control of a lot of things that they are.
Yeah.
And I'm very intrigued to see, how this is all going to play out, because, there's a lot of things that work very quickly, that are coming to pass and transpiring very quickly, on whether it's legislation or just things that are happening in the government space, the news media, some of the things that are being talked about, in this country and then internationally as well. Mm-hmm. You can't help but wonder, okay, is this spiritual? Is this other things? Is this, towards the end of time, or is this just bad news for this country? I don't know. I mean, here we are, on basically very close to, this country's 250th birthday. And so
Tomorrow.
Mañana. And so that's not a very appropriate thing to say in America. I'm just kidding. That was terrible. Mañana means tomorrow in Spanish.
I know. But why?
Mañana. It is appropriate. It's fine.
It is appropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't speak Spanish, but
No say.
no hablo.
Nothing against Spanish people or anything.
I'd love to learn Spanish, though.
They're hilarious. There's a Spanish congregation at the church that I go to.
Yes.
And it's so funny because the English speaking preacher, he doesn't know Spanish.
Yes.
And so he sat in on one of the services one day whenever he had one of the junior pastors preaching, and he's like, man, he was fussing at them. And he asked him later, he said, what'd you say? He's like, because your congregation really must have messed up. And he said, I was telling them that we had lunch after service. He's like, that's what you said? He's like, I'm not making fun at all. But that's just how it sounded to him. Because, they speak so quickly and they're so animated, and which is fine. Yeah. But it's kind of funny not knowing what's going on.
Right.
And he's like, wow, they really messed up. And then he kept on and he said something else. And he's like, okay, well, you said that. Okay, that's not what I expected you to say. What did you say after that? Oh, I said for them to bring drinks and somebody, my best friend over there to bring a watermelon and this, that, and the other. He's like, no way, And just to show that, the difference in culture, right? Yeah. The difference, how we perceive things may be completely off of what it actually is, right? And that's something that, is is a nice takeaway to apply it to life every day, right? Don't assume, don't think you understand the situation without asking questions.
Yeah.
Basically is my point. But that was kind of funny whenever he said that. But yeah, so kind of going back to your point of like what we were talking about with AI, right?
Yeah.
It's being used in places it shouldn't be.
Oh, of course.
And it's deceiving the masses. And that shouldn't be allowed.
Right.
And of course, again, legislation moving at the speed of molasses, just the way it's traditionally been set up, because it wasn't designed to move this fast per se, or at least nothing in the last 250 years or, close to it has moved this fast. They always waited on, but they always say, the good old statement, act of Congress, right? Meaning, it's going to take a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And which is true because they have so many hoops to jump through between the House and the Senate and the Congress and the presidential stuff, depending on whatever it is, it's going to take a while to get something accomplished. And then it still might be, vetoed or shut down or whatever. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's something that, that's just the way it's traditionally been.
Right.
Where it may not be able to continue that way in certain respects, though.
And with it, people making these fake videos or whatever, I've noticed over the years that our media, our news, they don't bother in checking either side of the news. Whether
it's equally on both. It's bad.
Yeah.
I don't care what color it is. Or what
who can get this out first.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out if it's real or fake later.
Exactly.
And then when we figure out it's fake, we're not going to apologize for it. We're just
you're just going to quit talking about it.
You're just going to quit talking about it. And and every week we find out that oh, this wasn't real, that wasn't real.
Yep.
And
apparently aliens are, though.
Who knows, man? I don't know.
Yep. And the thing about it is in the news media broadcasting, because I've got kind of a background in that to a degree, not as much as a lot of other, more popular people, but I've been in it enough to know that what you said about let's get it out first, versus accuracy, that animal, if you will, has always been there.
Yeah.
But it's gotten a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
Dramatically worse.
Yeah. It's just
accuracy is gone.
Yeah.
For the most part.
But
the worst part to me,
out.
because I care a lot about integrity.
Yeah.
And apparently the news media does not.
No. They're not fans.
They're not.
Yeah.
And it's very evident if you just open your eyes and look. And kind of like what we talked about in the before we started this episode was you kind of made a joke. Are you woke? I said, no, I'm not. I'm awake.
I'm awake.
I'm not woke. That's two totally different things.
Yeah.
And, if you're not awake, meaning your eyes and ears are open and on and your brain is functioning. And see, the thing about it is I heard somebody say this past week is it possible that you can be so open-minded your brain falls out? And I'm like, that's a pretty good statement.
Probably.
Yeah, I think so, because look at society.
Yeah.
There's some very senseless things happening. And it's not good if we stay on this trajectory. Either it's going to be the end time for the world, as getting into biblical prophecy here, or if things don't change.
I think we're already there.
Yeah, I think we're there globally, and the end of time is very close. However, I can't help but wonder how close are we? Because I was like, man, I haven't seen a end of the world prediction in a while. I just seen one a couple days ago, and
it's not going to be when they said.
I know that. And the first comment on that post was, no one knows a day or hour.
Yeah.
And then someone else was like, yeah, that's true, but you can kind of detect the season. I was like, there is signs,
right?
And the Bible does talk about that. God did, let us know of, yes, you don't know exactly when, but look for these signs. And, some of those signs are already happened, and we're in the midst of others and everything like that. But I think that if it's not the end of the world, not from global warming, but just that's a whole nother. I saw where it went up 1 degree Celsius, which is 32 degrees or whatever Fahrenheit.
Now the oceans are going to rise 100 feet.
100%.
So
no, not even.
Get your floaties.
I like floaties. Well, for the ocean floaties,
right?
But anyway, not in my drink, but to every parent out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm thirsty. Get your drink. No, I want yours.
Yeah,
it's water too. It tastes better. Oh, sure. Okay. Now it doesn't because it has floaties. But then, but I think that if it's not the end of the world, I think this country cannot sustain on this direction, on this path. Now there are, some people, whether it be government or, even outside of government, that are trying to change those things. But I feel like if we as a whole, I think we will implode, divide from the inside. Yeah. Because that's the thing, is if we, because the Constitution is very clear, Declaration is very clear about how government should be. And it's strayed away from that dramatically.
Oh, yeah.
And it tells the citizens what they need to do if that happens. But it's not happening because we've been so intentionally planned of division to keep us so divided amongst each other, whether it's political, religious, identity crisis, all those things, to keep us divided. Yeah. So we can't stand together to take back this country that we deserve.
Yeah. Speaking of that.
And there are ways to do that that's not extremely violent either,
So you were talking about the Constitution.
Yeah.
So it says in the Constitution that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect safety and happiness. Affect their safety and happiness.
And that's very subjective.
That is in the Declaration of Independence. So, I've moved out of camera. Didn't realize it.
So that's in the Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. It tells you what you got to do. And what the role of government should be, and where it should not be, basically.
Yeah.
And it was never initially designed, it was never created to be what it is today.
Oh, no.
There's so much overreach.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
That can go so many different ways. Yeah. A lot of deep rabbit holes on that one.
Yeah.
But, maybe one episode we can talk about that more.
Yeah.
So I had a very interesting thing that happened. So I had moved not too long ago, and, getting your mail switched over is just so much fun.
Yeah.
And so I think that's finally situated, with postal service and different things like that. I'm finally getting just everything that I'm supposed to, and even then some additional that I'm like, I don't want those.
Yeah. Bills.
They for some reason they followed me.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
quick.
We've been trying to reach you, extending for your car's extended warranty. Okay, really? So I had gotten a piece of mail, actually 2 of them.
Uh-huh.
They were duplicates, I guess, and I actually meant to bring them for this episode, but I forgot. But
way to go!
I had gotten, because I was talking about going back to school for a couple different career potential options, or just to learn more things, right?
Okay.
But I had gotten this letter in the mail from a school, from a college that I have never heard of before. I did not apply to this school.
Northern Southern Missouri.
No, I don't think so. Northern. I just got that. Sorry, the heat is affecting me from outside. About had a heat stroke 2 days ago. Fun times. And I don't know how you can be dehydrated if you drink 1.5 gallons a day, but
well, when it's as hot as it is, it just goes. Yeah, it
evaporates
sucks out of you.
Yeah. But anyway, so I got this letter. It wasn't just any letter from this college. It was a college acceptance letter.
Oh, nice.
Apparently, I applied and got in. And it had my start date and my email address for the school and my student ID and everything. I'm just like, what?
Duke Medical.
No, that would be wild, though. No, that would be crazy.
What school?
I honestly don't remember right now. I was going to bring the letter and I forgot.
What are we talking about this then?
Well, because I had it as a topic, and then I blame the heat. But I can't remember the name of the school.
So you were accepted to a college you didn't apply to?
Yes.
Huh.
I was...
was the school in this state?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was out of state, which was even stranger in a way. Kind of. But I'm like, how do you even know who I am?
Is money missing out of your bank accounts? For paying
Not from that.
For paying for said school.
Paying for tuition for a school that I didn't apply to that I got in.
Yeah.
It had start date, my school email, my student ID, and they sent me 2 letters, making sure I got both, apparently.
Nice.
In case one got lost.
So have you contacted them back?
No.
Oh.
I probably should be like,
yeah.
What are you doing? Hello?
Yeah, I didn't do this.
I didn't do that. I might do it just as a joke, I don't know. It's just a weird mystery.
Yeah.
Completely floored me. I'm like, okay, why am I getting a college envelope, and had my name on it, and I opened it and it's like, congratulations, you've been accepted. I'm like, to what? I didn't apply. So that was kind of weird. But it was out of state. I do remember that, but I don't remember what state it was in with the name.
Where?
It
in
wasn't
the region of the country.
I do not. I have to do a follow up on that. I put it in a box and I'm just like, okay.
Obviously.
And I forgot about it. I forgot.
Good grief, man.
I know, good grief. But I was like, I got to at least mention it. Because I seen it on on my doc, and I was like, I don't have the letter with me, but I'm gonna still mention it just because it's fun. And so, yeah.
Well, good. I hope you succeed.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Did it say what? Like
there was no
degree?
No, there was no degree. So which was kind of weird, because I would be very intrigued on. Okay, what did I sign up for?
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't
like
tell me that. It was just a regular community college.
Okay.
It wasn't a university.
Okay.
It was a community college. Not sure. I do remember that it was not in the state, and it was a community college somewhere. Don't remember where in the country. I don't remember. It wasn't on the other side of the country.
Right.
So it was kind of either Midwest or Northern-ish, if I remember right.
Okay.
But it wasn't like a neighboring state.
Yeah.
To North Carolina. It was a little bit, the radius was a little bit further, but it wasn't like California or
right.
Washington State or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
It was closer, but not too close, like in the middle.
Oh.
It's weird. Not sure.
Central Oklahoma Community College.
Southern Central.
Oh, Southern Central. Southern Central Oklahoma Community College.
Yep, exactly.
So, was that all you had on your
On that part.
mysterious?
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
College application.
I didn't know what to do with that.
So, I've been thinking about this for probably the past week.
Okay.
And I don't really know how to say it other than to just say it, is where does just random thought come from?
Where does random thought
Just
come
like
from?
a random idea pops in your head that you've not
Never-
thought about.
Like, and you kind of have the next thought is like, why did I even think of that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not thinking about like murdering people or anything like that.
Yeah, you might want to get that checked if you did.
Yeah. Like, but I don't know. Some of it's personal, and
Okay.
I'm not going to share
Sure.
on here. And I mean, I'm not thinking of like self-harm or anything like that.
Okay.
Or ditching my family because I love them dearly. But like one thing I will share, and I have shared this one with my wife, is selling our house. We've only been there
Not too long.
2.5 years,
Yeah.
maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
And I was literally sitting on the couch one morning waiting on everybody to wake up because I wake up at
You get up pretty early.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
When I'm
pretty much
off.
on the dot.
Yeah.
Every day.
And I'm like, I'm just sitting there messing on my phone, and I'm
Right.
like, let's sell the house. Let's get out of here. Sell the house.
And go where?
That's I don't know.
Oh, it's just that's where the thought ended.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
like I don't know. And then I'm like, where'd that come from?
Right.
1, 2, why?
True. Yeah.
3 is that God telling me something? But why would God tell me to sell my house? Then that's where my mind goes. You know, why
Right.
would
Of course.
why would that be?
Start dissecting it. Like,
Yeah.
where did the origin of it? Like,
Yeah.
where did it come from?
And but I've really been like stuck on selling the house.
Couldn't shake that one.
Huh?
Like, you can't
I
shake
cannot
that
get rid of. I can't get rid
Really?
of that. Yeah.
one. Does the thought ever expand, or is it just that on repeat?
It's expanded.
Okay. Okay.
And I've shared it with Michelle, and she's somewhat on board. We couldn't do it anytime soon. There's things that we would need to do around our house first.
Because I know you've talked about, like, down the road.
Yes, like after
as a
after
plan,
retirement. Yeah,
But, like,
but this is
but
like
before
hitting,
that.
This is like hitting me
soon.
9 years soon from
Yeah.
retiring.
Right.
You know, and
Like, what is this about?
yeah, and I don't know. I don't know where it's coming from, and I know one thing that I've talked with my wife about is basically this is going to sound weird, is basically being homeless, sell the house, buy like a Class C motorhome,
It's not
and
homeless,
just
technically.
hop from
Yeah, just travel.
campground to campground.
Would it be still locally, I would imagine, because of
I
career
have
rise.
to work. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And so does she. And because when we did that, we've done that before, but it wasn't by choice.
Right. It's the
Many
way
years
life
ago.
kinda
Yeah,
went.
it's just
Yeah.
how it happened.
Right.
My son was like little, like 1-2 years old.
Really hard
Little.
age to.
Yeah, but he loved it. I mean, he thought it was. He thought it was normal. That's what he. That's
Well,
what
that's
he knew.
true. You know what I mean? You kind of
You
come
know.
up with that, and it's like, oh, so that's not. I don't want to say this in a bad way,
No.
but it's like, oh, that's not normal.
Right.
Right. You know, because that's all they know.
Yeah. And then we got into like this
Right.
little small house, and he was like, "This is a mansion." I'm like,
Right.
It's really not.
But it's
You know?
all comparative,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What are you comparing it to?
Yeah, comparing it to what we were living in.
But you've been in, throughout your life, but for him, it was like, this is great.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing. It's perspective.
But we lived in a motorhome for 2.5-3 years.
And that's not easy.
Yeah, it was
With
hard.
young kids. That's not easy.
It was hard.
You know, so shout out to everybody that's doing that.
Yeah, and
it's not easy.
But we were like, not saying that we're not now, but we were like so close, figuratively, and everything.
There's
else.
not a lot of room.
You can't get away from each other.
You can't.
But the one thing we did do, we ate supper together every night, and we don't do that now.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. We sat at our table in our motorhome and ate supper together every night, and we don't do that now. And because, Michelle and my wife, will fix something because the kids eat like birds. They don't want anything except the little microwavable cups of macaroni and cheese. And what's the other thing? Anything chicken tender nugget wise.
Yeah.
We actually eat real food, but
mine are like on Hot
my
Pockets.
daughter will get hers delivered to her room. Son will get his delivered to his room or her room. They eat together, and then like we eat together. And plus, we don't have a dining room table because we sold it. So
yeah, I see that. I was like, well,
so, but we ate supper together every day.
Yeah,
and I miss that.
Yeah,
and I want to.
You don't have to have a table to eat together.
True.
And
also with everything that was going on in my family's life,
right,
those years ago, it was just simple.
Like in the motorhome.
Yeah, it was just simple.
Yeah,
I mean, emptying the black tank wasn't fun, but
it was, overall,
it was simple.
Kind of miss that.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't know where that's coming from. But I was literally sitting on the couch, just sell my house. I mean,
what?
I'm like, why? Why would I want to sell my house?
Right.
But it will not. I can't get it out of my head to do it.
I can't but wonder if, and I'm going to, and it could be spiritual, could be God telling you something. And, that's when you kind of question and be like, God, is this you?
Right,
is, like, help me understand this.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to interpret this?
Right,
like,
right.
When, what's the timeline look like? Like the logistics of it, right?
Yeah.
And, and I'm also going to go a different way with it too, because it, sometimes it isn't spiritual. Mm-hmm. It's just life,
a random thought.
It's just a random thought.
Yeah.
I just wonder if it's like something subconsciously,
I don't know.
You're just tired of certain things, that's built up, but you don't really give them much attention mentally as far as, certain thoughts. But it's just I wonder if it's just like, that's where it triggered from.
I don't know, but I'm happy where we are.
Yeah. You guys seem to be, and it seems to be working, in this chapter, right?
Yeah. And I would love to have more land and not be able to see any neighbors or anything like that, but that's fine.
Be off the other porch.
Yeah, but
but that's down the road. That's already in the plan.
Yeah, that's
for
planned down the road.
But why is it happening so much sooner?
Right.
Or why is it seeming like it needs to happen so much sooner?
The way I'm thinking about it is, like when it hits me,
right,
I'm like, I would be so, in my own mind, I would be so stupid to walk away from my job right now with 9 years to go.
I don't think that'd be
from retirement.
Right.
9 years is a long time, but
it isn't, and it isn't.
Yeah.
In the long term of, of a career ending in retirement, not a change or anything like that. You have to be very careful. People do it, but you got to be careful and intentional.
Yeah.
And weigh out the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because that could be a great decision in certain circumstances.
Yeah.
Depending on what lies ahead, but it also could be very catastrophic if not done.
Right.
With wisdom.
Yeah.
Right.
See, and I'm eligible. Michelle and I are close to age. I'm a year older than her, but like work, like her being able to retire, I'm like 6 to 8 years ahead of her.
Okay.
Right.
Because of just the career start times, I guess, right?
Yeah, but my retirement's different than hers.
That's true.
She's through the state,
Right.
blah,
Versus,
blah, blah.
right.
So hers is a little different than mine.
Okay.
But mine is if I get to this age with this many years, I can fully retire early.
Yeah.
Ish.
Kind of. Yeah. There's caveats there too.
Yeah.
Asterisks.
Yeah. But I mean, you and I've talked about, after I retire, it's, we're going to scoot and move around a little bit.
Right.
To see this beautiful country we live in.
Absolutely. Because it's so drastically
why
different
now?
across. Yeah. Why is it like
why is it
being
hitting
rushed
me so hard now?
and you can't shake it? Mm-mm. How long has it been since you've had this?
A few weeks.
Really? It's been a few weeks.
It's been while I've been off. And then I got to wondering, I was like, well, is it because we didn't go to Montana? Is it, I've prayed about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Have you ever seen the meme? It's of crap. I forgot his name. Right. I mean, soon as I was getting ready to say it.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart.
Okay.
It's one of his stand-ups where in the stand-ups he's talking about him parenting his kids, where he's kind of like, "Hey, no,
yes,
doing that bit."
Yep.
Have you seen the one though where? Have you seen the one where it's the caption at the top is where how God has to deal with me?
Yes, I have.
That's me to a T. He's like, no, look at me. Hey, no, that, and that's kind of how. Oh, sorry, I kicked something. And that's kind of how. That what I'm getting at was by saying that is this something that I'm being told to do? That by God, that's scary. We have a home right now.
Why are you being called to uproot if it is from Him?
Yeah. Where are we going if we do?
Yeah.
Are we just going to be the traveling family? Or,
see, it's one thing if it's just you and your spouse, right? You and your wife. But, with kids involved, it complicates dramatically.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more logistics there.
Mm-hmm. And seeing my son's been in 3 different schools.
That's hard.
And it's not fair.
I don't really want to do that.
I don't want to move him.
It's like you don't want to do that to him again.
Yeah. I mean, 3 different schools of not him choosing.
Right.
It's just how it happened.
Because he's had to move.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would hate to, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I can't shake that one of. And the crazy thing is Holly, I struck gold with my wife. She's like, let's sell the house.
Let's do it.
I mean,
right.
And, but she knows we can't put it on the market right now. We've got a lot of stuff that we need to get done.
If you were going to do that right now. Yeah. That's normal. That's typical of any place.
But I don't know. Random thought. It's been getting me here lately. And then where's it coming from? And why?
So it's kind of like dreams too, in a lot of ways. It's subconscious that, some dreams are just really weird. Mm-hmm. And it's like, where did that even come from?
You wake up and your first word is, what?
That's happened.
Yeah,
and
same.
half the time it's like I'm cold sweating. And it was like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, whew, I'm okay, or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was a dream. But I think if it's not spiritually,
mm-hmm.
It could be, but if it isn't, because sometimes, I've heard some preachers say, kind of not speaking for God or speaking for the devil, but it's just like, why are they blaming that on us? Or why are they giving us credit for that? That was their own
right
cognitive whatever.
Right.
And there's a lot of truth to that. It's like, don't blame us for that. Yeah. That was your decision.
Yeah.
That was your terrible decision. And I've heard a lot of preachers say that, like a lot of things that happen to you is your choices.
Yeah.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
It's consequences of your decisions.
See, and that's what don't make sense to me.
In a lot of ways, but not always.
I've never once thought of selling the house.
Until then.
Until 2 weeks ago. Never once. It's never entered my mind. Because I knew we would be there
for this
at
chapter.
least through the end of my career.
Correct.
And
then.
And my son high school.
Right.
Because what's great
alignment.
is he graduates, then I retire in that fall.
Right.
So
worked out great.
Yeah. That's what I planned for. No, it's not.
Well, good. Good job.
I succeeded. But yeah, but now all of a sudden but I haven't had any thought on, like say we acted on that. We sold the house. I've had no thought on where to go or anything like that. And then I'm like, well, if we sold our house, what a huge financial relief that would be.
Right.
That would free up so much X amount of money per month.
Exactly.
To
whatever.
go elsewhere.
Right. To relocate, to travel around.
Right. Or to pay off other things. That's where my mind goes to.
So like say if you were just eliminate that bill, if you will, and allow that, I won't say extra income, but that additional that's been freed up, like you said, to divvy it to elsewhere.
Other places,
Of course. And then just that relief. And maybe it's just, that's where I'm kind of leaning towards. Maybe it's psychological, subconscious, like that'll be great if sell the house. Maybe that's where it triggered. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know either.
Have you watched anything recently where they sold anything, or have you anybody that is selling their place or
no?
Okay. So I don't know where that, it could just
never
be literally
thought,
like you said, a random thought.
Yeah. Never once thought of selling my house. Until now.
I don't know. And I think that, and I'm a firm believer, and this is kind of bringing it back to the spiritual realm of things. And this came from, I can't remember which movie it was. It was one of the like Face and the Giant movies, one of their movies. But it said, and it might have been that one. I don't remember. It was one of theirs. But it said, until the Lord moves you, you're to bloom where you're planted. And ever since I heard that the first time, it's just stuck with me.
Right.
And it's like, okay, God, is this you moving me or is this me moving me?
Yeah.
And if it's me moving me, please take this away.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
There's a way that seems right unto man and is death. Right. Very familiar verse. But it's like, where's this coming from?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it might just be a random thought.
Could be.
But what triggers it? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows, right? It's kind of hard to say. But it sounds like it is a random thought.
I don't know. Never thought it once before.
Yeah.
To sell my house until 2 weeks ago.
Interesting.
Just out of the blue.
But you're still thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the enticing thought of the freed up money.
Maybe. I don't know.
Could be.
Could be.
Because what are you going to do after it sells? You don't know. Where are you going while it's on the market?
Exactly.
You don't know.
That's the thing.
I mean, yeah, you can live in it while it's on the market, but then as soon as it closes, like, oh crap.
Yeah.
I got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't come with a house.
Yeah.
So it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Be your yardskeeper. Your groundskeeper, I mean.
I'll be a garden gnome.
Yeah. I'll stand outside your house.
Gargoyle.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's odd. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would definitely continue being in prayer about it. Because I mean, if it is from God, maybe he's doing it as a faith test.
Maybe.
Possibly. Taking what's his name, taking his son up to the mountain to kill him, and at the very end, God provides a lamb, stuck in the bush. In a sense, maybe it's kind of that same underlying principle of, do you trust me?
Yeah.
Okay, sell your house. And then what? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, I know.
It very well could be.
Yeah.
And then it could just be, he's like, don't blame that on me. It could just be a random thought.
Yeah.
At this point, and I think the more you pray about it, and I know you said it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But, like I would say, help my unbelief, and just like, if it's you, God, show me in a different way, an additional, confirming way, which, where this is from.
Right.
Because that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Especially with kids involved. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And animals and different, all the logistics of the whole thing.
Yeah. I'd have to give you Kevin.
Oh, boy. Dude, I've got a farm now that I did not intend to have.
Well,
I don't have a pig yet.
Kevin would fit in perfect at your house.
I've got 2 goats. I've got 2 dogs. I've got, up until a couple days ago, I had a snake because it got out in the house. And then I told...
Why is there a snake in your house to begin with?
One of my daughters.
Who?
One of my daughters.
No.
No. She's like, isn't he cute? I said, nope.
No.
Not even close.
What kind?
It looked like a baby copperhead at first, but it wasn't, thankfully, because it didn't have a diamond head, or triangle head, or whatever you want to call it. But it was she found it near the water, and it had
a white mouth.
Thankfully, no. That was my next checklist, item, or a rattler.
Is it brown? You said
it's brown, but it's got like stripes on it. Across the back all the way down. She told me what kind it was. I forgot. I'm not good with those things, name-wise. But she said it's not poisonous. I was like, well, that's good because it just bit you twice. I'm just like, what are you doing, child? And then she's got a turtle. She's got a fish. And all that's in her room. Plus like 30 plants.
No.
Yeah, dude. Oh. You walk in, it's like a jungle.
No.
And I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, my son wants a bearded dragon.
Oh, she's had one of those too.
And
she doesn't right now.
And I'm like, well, that's all well and good.
Yeah.
Until one of 2 things happens. Either it gets out and the cat uses it as a play toy.
Yeah, that's not a good day.
And we all witnessed that.
Definitely not a good day.
Or you just are like... I have a bearded dragon. He hasn't moved in 3 days.
Because they do that.
Because there's no water and there's no food.
Oh, it goes that way. Yikes.
Yeah. I was like, if you get this, it's with your own money. You're going to buy everything with your own money.
It's expensive to get started.
Yeah. And I'm not taking care of it. And neither is your mother. Oh, I'll do it. Oh, I'm sure.
The first day.
Yeah, the first day.
If it's anything like mine.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Not even 24 hours. This stupid thing. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
This isn't fair. I didn't want this. I didn't ask for this. Yes, you kind of did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. So
I would go on. If it was the bearded dragon at our house, I would go more towards it gets out and our cat plays with it till it dies.
Yeah. They're slow until they want to run. And they're fast.
Yeah. And that's when he'll be like, ooh, it really wants to play. And yeah.
Challenge.
And then it's like, oh, he don't want to play no more. And then he just turns around and leaves it because it's,
it's no longer playful.
Yeah, it's no longer playful anymore. Or alive.
This is boring.
Yeah. It's just where they're like, okay, he's not moving.
Yeah, parts are probably doing that.
Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, so that you kind of have to keep that in mind if that is a possibility. Now, if it's a deep tank, it's not going to get out. Right. But
the tank he was looking at, it's really weird. It has like double doors.
Yes.
Not double doors.
In the wide.
And it has like a push button and they pop open.
Yeah, that's the one of the kind we had.
He would not close it all the way.
And it would just climb out.
And it would just
get out that way. Yeah, because on the top it's like a grate.
Yeah.
Mesh.
Yeah, he would get out through the door.
I mean, this is the way. This is the way.
And that would be the way to his death.
The last way. Yep. So, and that's the thing is they, kids, and this is no fault of his, this is just kid, they can only foresee so much.
Yeah.
Be like, I want this, and they're fueled by the excitement, the adrenaline, the ability of having it versus, Oh, this is a lot of
the
work.
responsibility of it.
When you're tired, you still got to take care of it.
Yeah.
When you're sick, you still got to take care. All these things that you still have to do it anyway.
Yep.
And a kid normally is not going to have that drive to do that.
No.
Consistently over time in the way that whatever animal needs.
Yeah.
If I know my because I had surprised one of them for his birthday, a puppy, and if it this is not necessarily, especially at the front, no fault of his, but if it wasn't because we were taking care of it too, it wouldn't be around.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to put that dog through that, or whatever animal through that, and so there's a lot of added responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But there again, at the same time, it's your animal that you've asked for.
Yep.
Whether or not it was a surprise, you asked for it.
Right. Yeah.
And so comes with that the great responsibility of giving it a good life.
Mm-hmm.
And we are not going to abuse animals.
No.
So take care of it.
Yeah.
It's a big responsibility, bigger than what they can foresee a lot of times. This is going to be a quick one.
Okay.
But so how we had gotten these lights here, or I gotten these lights, and the
lights that are in the bunker.
Yeah, to lighten it up a little bit because we needed something besides the red safety lights.
Yes.
And so this one overhead, it's a soft box is what it's called.
Right.
But it's it was a 2-pack. It came with 2 of them, and didn't need the other one for today.
Mm-hmm.
But we used it, I think, episode 1 with Andrew.
Yep.
And because they get bright, we had to turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like the sunshine.
You get a suntan with them.
Suntan with them. And so, but I had a very interesting issue with the delivery of these.
No.
And it's just a really small thing, and I had it on the dock, that I was going to talk about, and I was just like, I'm trying to remember because it's created this. This was actually, because we were still trying to figure out the scheduling for Andrew at that time.
Right.
So this is something that we had actually created for episode 1.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, because we thought that it was going to work out later on in the season, but and then he turned out to be available. I was like, all right, let's just do that.
Yeah.
So some of this is from then, and
right.
some of it's, not. It's more recent, and some of them, are from them, but with updates,
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, so this one there's no updates to this. It was just around that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I got it right before we started season 2, and there was a issue. I had found these actually on Amazon, which was a decent deal. But there was a problem en route that when the shipper, just by chance, you could be any of them, but by chance it was UPS. Okay. That picked it up from Amazon, and then it shows that it'll be delivered by this date. Standard procedure.
Yeah, 3 to 5 business days,
basically. Unless you're Prime, then it's 2, and then this happens, and it's
2 weeks.
Exactly. It was actually about 2 weeks, and I'm glad that I didn't, because I almost went to the facility to pick this up because it got to that point.
Oh, okay.
And then we had to, I think, change the film date for that one, so it worked out okay.
Right.
If I remember right.
Yeah, I think we did.
And because it wasn't going to be there by that, because I was like, I have to have this today. It was a Friday, of course, and we were needing it on that Saturday.
Right.
And then we just by chance had to, reschedule, so it worked out fine. But they, how the tracking, and it's like, okay, it's delivered here, or you're supposed to be delivered here. It's this place, and it's en route. Well, it said like a couple days prior to it being officially supposed to be delivered, it says out for delivery.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's odd. It's not even close.
Right.
Where's it going?
Yeah.
Out to delivery in what state?
Yeah.
Because then I was like, is there another like this city, somewhere else? Which there is, but that wasn't what happened.
Right.
So it for some reason it said out for delivery. It wasn't. It was just going to the next facility. And then I got an alert says delivery attempt business closed. Just like, we were here all day, you know, because
this is not a business,
right? You know, because like where I had it shipped to, I was just like, there was, you know, the door was wide open.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, come on in.
Yeah.
You know, per usual business day or whatever, you know, and you know, and so it said business closed. We'll reschedule delivery. Okay, so I reach out, and I reached out to. It was one of those limbo deals where I reached out to Amazon, and they're like, "This isn't our problem."
Yeah.
Reach out to UPS.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did, and UPS was like, "What are you talking about? This is Amazon's problem." You know, it was like that. I was like, "No.
Yeah.
The package is in your care.
Yeah.
It's your problem.
It's your problem.
It's left Amazon. It's in your care. Where is it?"
Yep.
Oh, and it, you know, it was like, "Please hold."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, great." You know, I was like, "This call better not drop." You know, because you get so far in,
Yeah.
and it's like, this call nothing better happen.
Yeah.
You know, I better get a resolution for this. Turns out that for whatever reason, the facility where packages go, like the warehouse, you know, and then they get distribution center. There we go. That's the word. Apparently, for whatever reason, this distribution center was closed. No idea why. It was in the middle of the week. I'm like, okay. And for some reason, I heard about it as out for delivery, and then business closed, which triggered a lot of weird red flag and questions in my head. And I'm like, what is this about? And so that's what they said. They said that for whatever reason, the distribution center that it was supposed to go to the next step was closed. And so it just sat there. The tracking wasn't updated for days.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, great. I'm going to have to file a loss report if I don't hear something soon.
Right.
Turns out that about a week later, it updated, and it was like in transit again. Because I'd reached out since that time, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Did it ever reopen? You know, like, what are we doing? Where's it going? When is it getting here?
Yeah.
Because it's already, you know, a week late. And then by the time it actually showed up, it was like 2 weeks. 2 weeks late.
Yeah.
From the delivery date.
Yeah.
But it was all because of a distribution center being closed. And I'm just like, okay, if it's your distribution center as UPS or FedEx or whatever,
whoever,
you should know to redirect somewhere else instead of just holding on to a package in a truck somewhere. I'm assuming is what happened. I don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what happened. You know, don't know.
Yeah.
It's like on the tracking, it's like our call center agents have the same information as displayed here. Okay.
Sure they do.
Sure. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. But anyway, that's all I had to say about that. It finally showed up. I didn't have to do a loss report.
That's good.
But I'm just like, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had
Why is this a problem?
I've had issues like that before too. I've watched a package completely circle our town like before it came to me. Like,
isn't that weird?
There was one point, I'm pretty sure it drove, or not the package drove, but it was took through our town to get to another facility to be scanned in there, and then left the state. From there, came back into the state, and I'm like, this could have been delivered days ago.
Yeah. I was like, why is this still a problem?
I guess they really needed the shipping payment out of it.
Well, keep it on the truck for another week.
Yeah.
Well, somebody had done that too with they put an air tag and mailed it across the country just to see where it would go.
Oh, wow.
And they got some really surprising results.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
And one of them, I think they actually sent across the pond, and where it just sat at a shipping container for weeks.
Yeah.
In the same location.
Yeah. Like waiting to be picked up, I guess.
Apparently. And then as I was saying that too, I just can't help but wonder, there's no cell towers out in the ocean.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now they have Starlink on the ships, but
right.
So GPS, I mean, does GPS work on the ocean? I don't think it does.
I don't think,
because cell towers have GPS antennas too. For
type.
That type. I mean, other more sophisticated,
Right.
more not civilian type technology.
Right.
You can.
I guess whatever GPS like the ship itself has on.
Yeah, because they have navigation. Obviously.
Yeah, they would have to have navigation.
I don't know if it would be if it would be allowed to tap into that.
Right.
That might just be a private signal, probably.
I don't think you can ask for their password.
Is it okay? No.
Do you have a guest login? No, we don't.
Guest 1 2 3. Capital G.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think
they'll do that.
I don't think an AirTag would work going.
No, I don't think so.
I think it would pick back up once
it got back in signal.
It got back like to the other side of the ocean.
Yeah.
It would pick back
it would just
up.
be like, oh, it's here.
But it's lost in transit.
However long that takes
to get there, yeah.
Well, see, I had gotten a dog collar for one of the dogs, and it had a GPS tracker.
The dog collar.
The dog collar. The tag itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, problem is it uses cell towers, and where I'm at currently, it's very spotty.
Yeah.
And so once he leaves the Wi-Fi at the house,
he's gone.
I don't know. And then it would just ping like a mile down the road, because I don't have an underground fence yet, or in-ground fence at this point. There's one I'm really looking at and I really want to get, but I'm just like, not cheap. No. But it's like really, really good. I was like, well, it should be for that price. But anyway, I have a discount code, but still it's like,
still expensive.
Still like 3 car payments. But
wow.
Not really, but
2.5.
It's about $1,000. For one collar, but it's really, really good. But I'm like, it better do a lot more than just keep my dog in a box
in a designated location.
I'm oversimplifying this, but anyway, it would. But the tracker that it's on there, I just have it on my phone, and Find My with iOS, it'll just pick it up and stuff like that. But it won't work if there's no cell signal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, that's not really GPS,
right?
I mean. It is in that same sense, though. The signals that it's allowed to use, the frequencies, there is no signal.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, great. But anyway, there's that. But yeah, it was about 2 weeks delayed, and I'm just glad it finally showed up and stuff like that. But I'm just like, why is this still a problem?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I had we got bikes and everything, me and my son, and I wanted to get him a pair of actual like motocross boots to protect his feet,
right?
Instead of just wearing like tennis shoes or whatever. And the first time I ordered them, I don't know where it went. I truly don't. It kept saying it kind of your deal where it was like out for delivery.
Yeah.
And
it just kind of dropped off.
And then somewhere. It would like once it didn't show up that day, I'd get back on and I'd look, and then it would say like, in transit, or, it
would just periodically update random stuff.
At such and such facility in this state or whatever. And then it would go back to, I'm out for delivery today. And you're like, okay, we'll see. Yeah,
it got to that. It's like, sure you are.
And after it did that about 4 times, I was like, no, cancel it. And so I canceled the order, got a refund, and crazy enough,
did it ever show up?
No.
Okay.
They still might though. There's no telling.
It still might. It still might be out there somewhere.
It still might be out there. But crazy enough, I found the exact same boot on Walmart's website.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So I bought it.
Yeah.
At like 9:00 at night.
Okay.
It said 2 to 3 days. I was like, okay, whatever.
We'll see.
It was there by 4:00 the next afternoon.
That's impressive.
Michelle was like, when did you order these? And I was like, last night. And she was like, holy crap. We were both.
Somebody was on it.
Yeah. They must have known the problem I just went through.
Send it to him. Let's go.
Yeah. But it was under 24 hours.
That's amazing.
I had those boots in my house.
That's amazing.
I was like, that's crazy.
Especially coming from that other situation.
Yeah.
And then boom.
From a major retailer of that kind of stuff.
Right.
And not knocking them, because I've bought other things from them and I've got it with no problems, no issues or anything like that. Something just happened with this one. And but yeah, bought it off Walmart, had it the next day. And I was like, for real? I mean, it really made me question, when did I actually order them?
Right.
I was like, was that last night? And she was like, I think so. And she got back on and looked, and she was like, yep, at 9 such and such p.m.
That's crazy. And what also is kind of crazy too is, and this is still current, but just the Postal Service, not really throwing shade, but it's just like, why is this a thing? But like, if you mail something in this city to somewhere else in this city, it has to go out of state first.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, because they don't sort anything really, I guess, locally.
I guess not.
But I feel like if it's local to local, don't send it. Just put it on another truck where it goes.
There's even a bin that says local to local on it in our post office.
Maybe they do that now.
Because it's beside the out of town slot.
Okay. Maybe maybe they fixed that. I don't know. I haven't.
But that's been years and years and years ago.
Oh, just kidding.
I mean, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That local to local and out of town gets thrown on the same truck.
Is this the same bin?
Sent somewhere else to be sorted.
Yeah.
And then mailed.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me a bit.
Yeah. It's sent. It's sent.
Instead of having an A to B, let's have a A through J system here. Mm-hmm. Because that would be too simple if we.
Pretty much. Okay.
I do know the only shipping folk I do not like is FedEx.
Really?
Yeah, and that's great if you've had wonderful success with them. I have not.
I think at this point I've had mixed on all of them.
I've had nothing.
Probably
I have nothing but
like
good to say about UPS. Shipping to where I live now.
This is for which company?
UPS.
I like UPS.
You
like UPS. Okay.
Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about UPS.
Okay.
FedEx, however, I've gotten
FedEx.
Things that looks like it's been thrown down a hill.
It might have been.
Yeah.
You see people's security cameras.
Yeah.
And it says fragile on it.
Yeah. There was one time.
It's like, is this a challenge? Make sure this is broken.
Our camera on our driveway.
Yeah.
Picked up a FedEx guy backing into the driveway. He only backed like a quarter way up our driveway, and our driveway's not long.
No, it's not.
And he sat everything that we had under that tree
out in the elements,
and then it got rained on.
Yeah.
And I told a guy that I know that works for UPS, and he's like, "Oh, I'd call them." He goes, "You guys pay too much money for stuff to be shipped," and I believe him. He delivers to where I work, and I mean, he is like utmost care for everything on his truck. Looks immaculate, and
that's great that there are people that care.
Yeah, and like I've just so happened like to have been outside during when FedEx has came to my house. And it looks like they've been in a rally race. The back end of the truck, I mean, there's stuff just thrown everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
There's
and then Amazon is working on getting their own, like, taking on the postal service, like their own delivery service, completely like mail service.
Oh.
I don't know if you've heard this or not.
I hadn't heard that.
This was a thing. And then there's kind of a joke that if you look at the Amazon delivery trucks,
mm-hmm.
they all have dents in them. The trucks
mm-hmm.
or scratches or something. All of them. And except one time I saw a couple of new ones on a delivery truck. And I was like, oh, look, they haven't been driven yet.
That's what they're supposed to look like.
That's what they were supposed to. And I sent a picture to a buddy of mine because he was like, because it was a joke that we had created that in order for it to be a Amazon delivery vehicle, it has to have at least 2 dents in it somewhere.
Yeah.
Either on the hood or the top, where it hits a tree, or the back where they back into something notoriously, or they forget to put it in park or whatever and it just rolls down a hill, or whatever, right? It has to have at least a couple of dents in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, they're so innocent right now, but yeah.
Just babies.
Okay, so I'm going to try and do this next one without raising my blood pressure.
Good luck.
Thank you. So this is about I'm gonna harp on Snapchat for a minute.
Okay.
Personally, I despise the app.
Yes.
More old schoolish, just text me, whatever, it's fine.
Right.
Okay. I'm not huge on social media anyways.
Same.
Okay. So, and that's intentional.
Yes.
However, one of the things using Snapchat that drives me up the wall to no end is that whenever somebody is typing in an individual chat with you and someone else, a conversation, it, for some reason, thinks it's a great idea to send you a notification. So-and-so is typing.
Does
you
it not
get
have
alerted.
like the little bubbles like in a text?
Whenever you open, if you click on it and goes into that conversation view,
yes,
it does.
Okay.
But as far as the notification, the pop-up menu the pop-up notification, it's literally so-and-so is typing. That's all you know. That's all you get because that's all there is.
Right.
Somebody literally just, all you have to do is type one letter. And then it's like, oh, send them a notification. And you backspace, oh, it goes away. And they put it again, oh, you get another notification. So if they backspace their entire message and they're trying to figure out what they're trying to say, you're going to get a bunch of so-and-so is typing. Blew my mind when I first realized this.
Yeah.
That, okay, I was like, why is this a thing? But then better yet, whenever I go into settings, that deep menu of settings, there is no option to turn that off.
Well, of course not.
However, if you're in a group chat, more than one person, you can turn that off. Typing notifications, it specifies it. You can turn that off. But not for individual chats.
Maybe that's to come.
I don't think so. And I have a reason for that. As well as I might say this is a bug, possibly. I don't know. But it said that I was trying to send a video.
Okay.
A pre-recorded video, not recorded within Snapchat, because you can do both.
Right.
You can record a video and it's lower quality usually, and it sends faster because it's compressed down to send faster.
Right.
Okay, so you're going to sacrifice some quality and file size.
Yeah.
However, if you record it outside of that using, say, your phone's camera, which is going to be more than likely set to a higher quality. So it's going to be a larger file. It's going to take longer to send, higher resolution. It's going to have to condense that down because it's probably not going to send that full resolution. Now, which also takes time. But I had gotten an error whenever I was trying to send this video, and it was only like 300 to 400 megs.
Okay.
It said that, oh, you can't send a video that's over 1 gigabyte. Okay, that's fine, well and good, but this video is half of that.
Right.
So why am I getting this error? Don't know. Wouldn't let me. I tried, closed out the app, reattached the video, still got the error. Okay. Gave it a little bit of time, finally let me. And I went back into the Photos app and to verify the file size. I was like, oh, is it by chance over that limit? Whoops. It wasn't. It was like 300 to 400 megs. That was it. So that shouldn't have happened. Maybe that was a bug. Maybe. And another thing is whenever you're trying to do a video within the app, they have this thing where you can do like filters that'll, visually adjust, your appearance or add things to the scene. And they also have things for audio to do the same. A lot of it's music, kind of similar to like, I think TikTok got big on this, where you can attach a song and kind of sing along with it. And then there you go. Okay. Same thing, right? Except it does it automatically. You don't choose a song. It's just like, oh, you want this song, play while you're recording. And you don't know it's doing it, or, well, it tells you up at the top.
Yeah.
If you're not paying attention, you're not going to see it until after you record your entire verbal message that you're just talking to someone. Like a video chat, just sending it, and then they send a video back versus FaceTiming or video calling.
Right.
You know, that way they can watch it at their convenience, and then they can respond whenever they're able to. Like that, a convenient video call, if you want to call it that. Okay, so there's that. And this is kind of like a laundry list of things. Okay, there's a couple more. All right. If you are in the car.
Okay. And this is still with Snapchat.
It is.
Okay.
Now, to be completely transparent, this is with iOS, with an iPhone. So I don't know if the Android version, some of these aren't there. Maybe it's the same issues. I don't know. I think the typing notifications just cross the board.
Okay.
All right. Now, as far as some of the others, maybe it's not. I don't know. But anyway, so this next one is you're listening to music in the car.
Okay.
As per tradition, right? Listen to music in the car. You go to record a video, or you get a video and you're trying to listen to it. Your audio, your song that you're listening to does not stop. The app doesn't tell your media player to say, hey, I'm playing media, stop.
Yeah.
Pause the playback.
Right.
No, it plays over. Or better yet, it mutes your new video, and you can't hear a thing. You just hear the song.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever you're listening to. I'm like, well, that's kind of stupid. You know, you have to go in and manually pause a song and then replay what you just did. And if you don't have Snapchat Plus, which I don't, and I'm not going to, where it's like so much per month, so you have some of these features, you know, whatever. And the typing notification is not in there, by the way. Even if you pay them, they still don't give it to you. So that's not like a paywalled feature.
I'm telling you that it's in an update to come.
I'm getting to that. I mean, maybe I'll be great. I'll be so glad if just that issue's fixed.
Yes.
But anyway, so the music doesn't stop, and so very annoying. And then if you get a notification while typing a response and answer that response, then go back to Snapchat, it's all gone. Like it's just like, why? And I'm just like, okay. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe they're just new to this and they're working on it, like you said, an update, right? So I go back and look. Okay,
it's in an
so
update to come.
Snapchat was launched in July of 2011.
Really?
A few years ago, quite a few years ago, in software development.
I didn't know.
Years. 2011. It was by.
I didn't think it was that old.
It was as Peekaboo by Stanford students, and that's who created it, and then rebranded as Snapchat in September of 2011. So a few months later, quickly gaining popularity for its disappearing photos, especially among young users.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I guess food pictures. But anyway, so, which, by the way, you know, if, as news reports have said, and law enforcement, messages aren't really gone. So,
no, they're not.
Especially, at least, not disappearing immediately, like they say.
No.
It's gone for that user, but they are not gone. And then from, you know, as an IT background as well, they're not gone.
No.
You know, and that's
They're on
the
a
reason.
server.
They're on a server, and then once but see, it could take up to usually 60 to 90 days if it's not summoned in the meantime. 60 to 90 days normally, because it's on the primary server, and then 30 days it's on a backup server. 30 days it's on an off-site backup server, or, you know, whatever, some process of such. So there's a timeline, and basically that's where it says that, oh, you can reactivate your account within 30 days or 90 days or 60 days or whatever, depending on whichever service it is, whatever app. It's not actually gone. It's just removed from your user interface.
Yep.
There is a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as timestamps and locations and all that stuff, it's not incognito. It's there.
In my job many years ago, we've surprised many young people with that.
So you're pretty familiar with that. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's disappearing. No,
it says it's gone. Oh,
right.
It's not.
And then I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just, so the app is not new.
No. I honestly didn't know it was that old.
I didn't either. I thought it was like mid 2000, the teens of 2000. You know, like
I thought it was like
2015
late.
or earlier than 2011.
No, like later, like closer to 2020.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was like I was expecting like 2015, 2016. You know, or so.
Yeah.
I didn't expect 2011.
I didn't either. I didn't. That's
And I was like, oh wow. So it has been plenty of time.
Yeah.
To fix this if they wanted to, and I know they know. At this point, they have to know why they haven't done anything.
They don't. They do now.
I mean, I hope so. Okay,
because you're telling them
exactly. And I was like, okay, well, maybe the user base is small because they don't have many users.
I know they're listening.
Yes. See, everybody at Snapchat, please,
yes,
do something or reach out with a reason why not.
Yeah, we know you're listening.
Yep. And I was like, well, maybe their user base is small. No.
Snapchat?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Especially because the young people have, taken it and, especially over 1 billion downloads.
Yeah.
And 943 million monthly active users as of late 2025 is when that data was taken. So, yeah, there's quite a few hands on this program, on this app, right?
I'm not one of the 1 billion.
Be glad. And I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But the biggest thing for me is, I know they want you to pay for a monthly subscription for the extra cute filters and this, that, and the other. You can customize the color and all kinds of some people do it.
Stuff.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much it is now. I've heard, I didn't even care to look up. But regardless, I'm like, I'm not paying for that. Apparently, a lot of people do, and they think it's worth it. But good for you.
Good for them.
And that's fine. Whatever. Priorities, I guess. But the notification is extremely annoying. You get in it, and it.
Is it like a text message? You're getting.
Kind of. It essentially. So you get say you get a text message notification that someone sent you a message.
Yeah.
Well, imagine taking a step back. Someone is typing a message. You don't have anything to look at yet. So I'm like, why am I being notified?
Right, yeah.
I can't click on it. If I do, it'll take me to just, the bubble, right?
Right,
and I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah.
The anticipation is stupid.
Yeah.
And then, and then once you do get a message, you click on that, pop-up notification. It takes you to all your messages. You still have to click on who sent you a message. Take me directly to that message.
Really?
That's broken.
Once they do send you the message.
Once you have something to look at.
And it's on your lock screen.
Yes.
And you just hit it.
You click on it.
Open it.
Yep.
It doesn't take you
directly to that message. No, it doesn't. It takes you to all of your messages from everybody.
That's dumb.
And then you still have to click on that message.
That's dumb.
Why? Why is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's that. And then.
That is dumb.
It is dumb, I think. And it's like, don't let me know until I have something to look at.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when I click on it, take me to it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's elementary stuff.
Like everything else.
Exactly. Like, I can understand if the app was young.
Right.
But it's not.
Yeah.
And there's a huge user base.
Yeah.
Why is this? My point
is
why is this still a problem?
Yeah. Still an issue.
Exactly.
That's stupid.
When all other apps don't behave this way. And then, so this just goes to show that with Snapchat Plus or whatever the paid version is called, I think that's what it is, but there's drama built in. Let me explain. So whenever you slide over to view a chat, you have to slide. There's like a little hand gesture that you have to do with that chat. You can tap on it, but if you slide over, I think it's with a message. It might be a story. I don't know. There's something to view what someone else has posted or sent, right? With Snapchat Plus, you can now do what they call half swipes. And guess what? It sends a notification. Somebody half swiped your message or your story. Basically, if you half swipe and swipe it back without letting go, it still shows as unread. But they send you a notification anyways that somebody half swiped your notification.
Like, I guess you're able to see it.
Like, you're not important right now. Close it.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
I'm like, okay, why else would that be a feature unless they're trying to fuel drama.
Between,
What is the purpose of that?
To make teenagers mad at each other.
Bingo. I genuinely believe that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid.
It is.
And I'm like, what am I doing?
That's what I'm sitting here thinking.
But and see, that kids use it and stuff like that too, and everything, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
I can't stand this app, but
I never
tolerate
got into
it.
Yeah, I've never.
I use a lot of other things too, but this is dumb.
Yeah, I've never used it.
No, you're not missing much. Okay, that's all I have about
that. Or
that.
TikTok.
I have it. I've never posted. And now the TikTok shop or whatever it's called shows up. It's like a invisible store that you have to use for so long, and then it's just like, oh, look, you can buy things.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I'm like, okay, I don't care.
I've never used
I don't
TikTok
care.
either. I have noticed here in the past month, 2 months, especially on the streaming services that we use at home, there's been a lot of TikTok ads now.
Really? They've grown quite a bit.
Yeah. And the one that always shows up is the older man that gives dad advice. He has like his own, I'm going to say page. I don't know if that's what it's called on TikTok. But
probably.
He like teaches young men how to tie ties and
yes,
how to change a tire, how to.
Is this kind of like the guy that
the name of his whatever is like dad advice something.
I think his idea behind that was because there is such an absence of fathers. I think that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That he's stepping in and saying, hey, this is how you do these things you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, he, in the ad, he's like, we're going to change the oil and, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, don't freak out. He goes, I'm going to walk you through it. It's going to be, we'll get through this,
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of TikTok ads showing up on our streaming stuff.
That's interesting.
And it's always his commercial. Commercial,
Right. So that's all I have to say about that, and my blood pressure is fine, so that's good. I was concerned. I guess I've looked at that topic for a while, and I'm just like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
At this point, well, I have bigger fish to fry, anyways.
Yes,
I have more important things than that.
Than Snapchat. Yeah.
Exactly. Believe it or not, there's more important things out there.
If not, I would be worried about you.
I'd be worried about me too, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna switch gears, and so school delays.
Yeah.
I think they need to go away. Let me explain.
Okay.
I think if, and I'm going to say thanks COVID because of this, virtual days, I think that if roads aren't good enough to be able to attend a full day in person, then do a remote virtual day. Okay. I know that doesn't apply everywhere. And I have some family up north as well that it's not uncommon for them to get at least a foot of snow or more at a time. And they don't do virtual days.
They go to school.
They go to school, but they also have chains on their tires. They have, more equipment, because it's just an average day.
Yeah.
That's to be expected, right? Here, it's kind of like, if there's any kind of rumor of snow, oh my gosh, I gotta make, I gotta get my milk and bread and make
milk
soggy sandwiches.
That's right.
Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
That's just the beginning of the chaos.
Yeah.
And so I think that, they did, during the pandemic, COVID, that they had, developed this virtual day where it also exposed not everybody had high-speed internet. So there's been grants and different funding in place now.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody's connected at a decent speed, thankfully.
Yeah.
And then now you have Starlink, which is taken over even more, especially in the remote areas, in the mountainous areas as well. But during that time, during the COVID and stuff, they didn't have a choice but to do virtual days because it was very chaotic on multiple different levels. The school system saw that there was there was other issues, and they had to do they basically made the best decision they assumingly possibly could at the time, because they were looking at a big picture. It's like, okay, how can we still further education? And they virtual days, I guess it is. And so they just kind of flew by the seat of their pants and just made it work. And that was affected by the whole nation. Yeah. Not like, say, weather was, right. The more specific delay type I was talking about. And since then, they did a lot of learning retention and studies that showed that virtual days really weren't that effective.
No.
In a lot of ways. And, for some, however, it was better, because the whole social anxiety thing and different.
No distractions.
Yeah. Somewhat, kind of. Yeah. You're not worried about what you're wearing or someone else is wearing or whatever. Those kind of distractions are gone, from the comfort of your own home. Right. And so I think that, though, I guess my point is, I think that, don't have a delay, especially a 1 hour delay. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
And a 3 hour delay is kind of like, you should have just canceled or have a virtual day. 2 hour delay, especially, for all the parents that are working, it's like, this is so inconvenient.
Yeah.
Because either you have to miss work or you have a job fortunate enough to bring them with you to work and then leave work to take them to school and then come back to work. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
And, that could be, for some it works out better than others.
Yeah.
But the point is either all or nothing, I guess, is from my point of view.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that, doing virtual during COVID, I think kids looked at that as more of, I got to do this type thing.
Right.
I agree with what you're saying, like about that and make it a virtual day.
Yeah.
But I think if it's just like one day and you make it a virtual day, ain't nobody going to do what's been assigned.
No.
And that's how it got towards the end of the COVID thing.
As things started lifting and people were starting to get out and about,
kids
and
weren't
they're just
doing,
like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they got burnt out probably on it.
Yeah, and you know this as well as I do. Kids need to see other kids.
They do. Socialize.
Yeah, they need to socialize.
It's good for development.
Yeah, and but like if it's just like a one day here and there through the winter months,
it's not going to be very beneficial.
I don't think it would be. It's not going to be beneficial, but I don't think that a kid would be like, okay, let me go sit down and do this.
Yeah.
Especially if there's snow on the ground.
They ain't going to be inside.
Yeah, no. Because I know I wasn't.
Yeah.
When it,
and if they are inside, they're just warming up and preparing to go back out.
To go back, yeah.
That's all they're focused on.
Grab a bite to eat and go back.
And I know like legislation says, oh, you have to have assignments and this, that, and the other. So some of the loopholes is like, okay, well, tell me about what you did in the snow. Or, something.
Yeah.
Like, be a kid.
There's,
my goodness.
They did
just have a snow day. But
did they do a virtual day last year?
I think they did, and they actually did a couple snow days because I was like, since COVID, I was like, sorry guys, but snow days are gone.
Yeah.
Because that was a big fear for, a lot of us as parents. It's like, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Snow days were great.
That's what you look forward to.
100%. I was like, I hope we get snow this year so I can get out of school.
Exactly.
Now it's like, they took that away.
Yep.
Or that's what we expected. And then, some school systems were like, no, schools are closed.
Yeah.
Like,
enjoy your
thank
time.
you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But what I was going to say was, I think we had a virtual day last year.
I think there was a couple of both.
And it was, and I don't remember if it was weather related. But I know we've had a weather related virtual day since I've been working in the school system, and a lot of the teachers was like that. Just tell me what you did. Just write me a few sentences.
That's your assignment.
That's your assignment. Just in a few sentences, paragraph. Yeah. Tell me what you did, and let them. You got to let them be a kid. You can't just continuously
take that away from them.
Work them to death.
Exactly.
Because they're just going to quit.
Yeah. So many things going on that aren't allowing kids to be kids.
Yeah.
And don't want to intentionally add to that.
Yeah. It's like our society wants them to grow up
way too fast.
Way too fast. Yeah. And
it's not good.
No. And
you can't rush that kind of development. You can't.
No, that's over time. And
well, it's
that's
just
what
like
they need.
Yeah. And it's just like we talked about just earlier, was that in some cultures you're not considered an adult till 30.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Just like Jesus, that's why he wasn't allowed to start his ministry until 30, because you're not considered an adult fully developed until 30.
Huh.
Versus like over here it's 18. In some situations it's 21 for certain things.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. And majority of the kids aren't ready at 18.
Exactly.
To make adult decisions.
Exactly. And that kind of segues into that other brief, that one topic that I'll. Yeah. I'll talk about in a minute. But
yeah, but just kids need to be kids.
Exactly.
They're going to get in trouble. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
You can tell them, and then they're just going to have to find out for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I'm going through right now.
Isn't it so much fun?
Oh, my God. I always tell him, I'm like, how many times should you have been told? Just once.
It's like a puppy just tuck its tail between his like, yeah, just once.
Just once.
How many were you told?
Then why am I on time 7? I don't know.
Because I didn't listen.
It's because you don't listen. That's exactly. But I can't. I get mad at him, and then I sit back and I'm like, I can't. I was the exact same way.
I did the same thing.
It was like talking to the darn wall when I was a kid.
Yep.
And that's how he is too. He's just like me in that aspect. Everything else, he's just like his mama.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that. But the hard-headedness he got that from me.
And see, I had the privilege of coaching one of the ball teams this past season, and
what age group?
It was 13 to 16.
That's not bad.
No, it was a Babe Ruth
that's
league.
Not bad.
No, it wasn't. It went pretty well. And one of the head coach, his son was on the team as well, and he's like, and he did something, and he's like, I don't know if I should be proud or concerned. He's like, I was like, I get it.
Yeah,
I do 100%. So it's like, yeah, I did the same thing.
I achieved my stand goal
while sitting down.
Teach
me your ways.
That's a secret.
Oh, okay. Figure it out yourself.
Yeah, figure it out yourself. I had to. No, I don't know why, but I achieved my stand goal while sitting.
Well, I did a cycling competition with my watch the other day while I was mowing. I'm just like, wasn't on a bicycle.
Wow.
But okay. I was like, are you cycling? Not really, but sure.
Yeah. Mine will do that if I wear it, and my son and I are just riding like around the house on the bikes.
Yeah.
It'll be like, are you cycling?
Technically?
Kind of, but I'm not really putting a lot of effort into this.
It's kind of a joyride.
Yeah.
Kind of a joyride.
All right. So, we were talking about kids.
Yes.
During COVID and all that.
A glorious time that was.
Yeah.
I do not want that to happen again.
It was rough.
I don't think this country would allow it to happen the way it did again.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It was rough.
It was. In a lot of different ways.
Thankfully, it was unfortunate to me, but thankfully I work where I can adjust my schedule somewhat that fit
Yeah.
that better. At the time, I should have just kept doing what I was doing because I was working Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And, I should have just stayed there. But needed to be at home more
Right.
because of the kids. Or the kid at the time. So, but no, what I last thing that I'm going to talk about is raising the next generation. And if you're a parent, you're responsible for this. Every generation has faced challenges, but this generation is growing up with something that none of us had. What is that, Tyler?
Are we going to do AI? We're going to do technology, cell phones.
Yes.
Yeah. Every kid almost has one these days.
Yep.
For some reason.
For some reason.
Just get them a tracking bracelet.
It says right here, the internet is in their pocket.
It is.
And
that's very dangerous.
Yeah. Social media 24
if
hours
it's not
a day.
monitored.
Yeah. AI, unlimited access to information, which is
not good.
Dangerous
for their
in
development.
itself. But technology isn't the enemy.
It's a tool.
It's
how
a
it's
tool.
used, right?
It's how it's used.
Yeah, just like a gun.
Exactly.
It's based on the hand that has it.
The question, that's true.
Or a knife or a stone, if whatever weapon you want to say.
Right.
It's not the gun's fault.
It's not.
It's not the knife's fault.
No.
It's not the stone's fault.
No.
If you want to go back far enough.
It's the person's.
It's the hand that holds it.
Yep.
Sorry.
No. You're fine.
Rant over. I digress.
So the question is who is disciplining our children?
Who's the parent here? Who's the real parent?
Who's the real parent?
Ooh.
Social media, AI,
Yes, it can be, and it
or
is for
the
a lot of
parent.
them. Right. Or the school system as they want it to be, the education system, which is not the purpose of the school system. Is to help enforce what is going on at home if it's healthy.
Right.
Of course.
And that brings up, a lot of things is like, who's raising the child?
Right.
Are they in a two-parent household? Are they in a single-parent household? Or are they in grandparents' household who may not even understand technology?
Most of them don't, and it's not really their fault.
And it's not their fault. Yeah, it's not their fault.
Their brain, it just can't. They can't. Most of them can't comprehend
Right.
the depth of technology and phones,
Right.
and whatever,
And and
how serious some things actually are.
Right. And what I work in, and I see a lot of grandparents raising children.
Oh my gosh, dude! Yes,
And
It's so sad.
your previous job as well. You
Yes.
saw it. We both saw it.
Yep.
There's a lot of grandparents raising kids right now,
a good majority.
and you're right. They don't understand.
They're doing their best.
Yeah, they're doing. Yeah, they're doing as
They are.
the best they can.
Yeah,
And they are trying. But children are a gift. They were given to us
it's true.
to raise.
Yeah, entrusted to us.
Yes. God gave parents the responsibility thousands of years ago, and it's still just as relevant today.
The fundamentals have not changed.
No.
It may look different,
Yeah.
sometimes a lot different,
Yeah.
but the underlying principles and societal issues, they've always been there.
Yeah.
They just look different sometimes.
And that makes me think. Made me think of this. When I was a child in a different decade than you were in a child. That you were in a child. You were a child.
Yes.
But 80s and 90s kids pretty much grew up the same way.
Very
until
similar.
like late 90s.
Yeah, and
That's
that
when
was
it-
before. I mean, that was after
So
I was already a
my question,
well-established child.
right? So
Never heard of those words before. In that
high
order.
society.
That's not what I said.
So that makes me think, Was it just as bad then? Like the world, was it just as bad then as it is today, and we just didn't know about it because it wasn't
as publicized?
This,
yeah, basically. Yeah. So a lot of it, the information wasn't easily as accessed, as it is today.
Yeah,
post 2000, basically.
Yeah,
when the interwebs, became, Blackberries and Androids and iPhones then came out. The instant communication went from calling, on a landline or party line or whatever, if you go back far enough.
Yeah.
Which really wasn't that long ago. It really wasn't.
No.
I even remember those.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you
had the 40-foot long phone cord.
Yeah, dude. And usually by the end of the conversation, if you were standing, you were wrapped up in it big time.
Yeah.
Or it was strewn through the house like a ball of yarn from a cat.
Yes.
And so, it blows these kids' minds, today just to say, oh, I'm a pre-Google person. I've existed before Google or, whatever.
Yeah.
And I have a interesting conversation for another episode about how long has Google really been doing things.
Right.
Before it became public. But anyway,
cool.
It was very interesting.
Huh.
And like Google Earth and stuff like that. There's very interesting. That's all I'm going to say about that right now.
Okay.
I found a lot of very interesting information that I did not expect. To be publicly available. Let me put it that way.
Right. Okay.
Not that I know how to look anywhere else, but why would I do that?
I don't know.
But anyway, so those fundamental issues were still there, right? Like, because if you look back, even in the Bible, it talks about certain society issues that we still face today.
Mm-hmm.
But unless, you were related to who it happened to, or it happened to you, or you happened to see it, or you were right there, or you happened to see it, and once the tabloids and Post and the guy on the street corner like, hey, check this out, this just happened, breaking news, or whatever, and then television and radio took first, and then television, and then the rest is history. But before that, I think these issues that we're facing today, if you scrape back the face and look under the surface, I genuinely believe they've been around since the fall of mankind. Since Adam and Eve disobeyed God, those issues started.
Oh, yeah.
I genuinely do.
Yeah.
And so they just look different today, and they're disguised a lot better as something else.
Yeah.
So use caution when you're examining something. Be like, is this really what it is?
Yeah. And another thing, like when we were kids, especially me, because I don't remember when like Fox News, CNN, and all that came about.
Late 90s, I'm pretty sure. Some of them.
We only had news twice a day.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
And then the TV shut off.
At midnight it cut. I remember that.
Yeah.
It would play the national anthem and go to the fuzzy screen.
It was dark until what, 5 or 6?
5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And the next thing on was we had news 3 times a day. You had it at 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening, and then late night. And then
for the more serious stuff.
Yeah. And then it was
after the kids were supposed to be in bed.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do remember when the TVs would cut off at midnight. Yeah. I do remember that.
Yep.
That was cool.
It was.
It would play the national anthem.
Again, back to your point earlier, what appeared to be, and in a sense it was, simpler times.
Yeah. Yeah. But we didn't have 24-hour news channels.
Right. Did exist.
Yeah.
It wasn't really thought of yet.
It was limited. It was 2-3 times a day compared to what they have now, where you can get news any time of the day you want. And, I told you this. It was today during lunch.
Yes.
I only use on social media. I only use Facebook.
Yeah.
And
Facebook, YouTube. I don't really say YouTube is social media,
got rid of everything political, everything news related.
And this is on Facebook.
On my Facebook.
Okay.
Because that's all I was seeing.
The algorithm was like, oh, you want more of this?
Yeah, and I'm like,
no, not really.
I am sick and tired of seeing this.
Yeah.
And I even like unfollowed people that I enjoy listening to just because I'm
just want to tune out of it completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be completely out of the loop. I like to know what's going on, but I don't want it everything I see. I was seeing, to put it this way, I wasn't seeing, like, say you posted something, I would never find it.
It'd be buried.
I would never find it.
You wouldn't see it. It wouldn't be served to you.
Right. And I was not seeing anything from friends on Facebook.
Which was originally the whole point.
Yeah.
It's shied away from that so much. And I don't like this, Mr. Zuckerberg, that why is it that we are seeing pages we don't follow?
Yeah.
Why is that? Oh, you might like this.
I might, but...
No, don't show me again.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
But I have. I unfollowed
Yes.
people. I've unfollowed all the news things that I followed. So now, finally, and it took a few days, now I finally only see stuff that my friends on Facebook have posted and thousands of motorcycle videos.
Sounds like a pretty good feed.
So getting back to what we were talking about parents and raising the next generation and the responsibility that comes with it.
Great responsibility.
So what does the Bible say about raising kids? So in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6 and 7, it says, "And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them," children, diligent. You shall teach them what they want. No, stop. Let me start over. You shall teach them diligently to your children. You shall talk with them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise. So what that's saying is that's God isn't saying faith only happens like at church. You have to share faith with your children so they know how to go about in this world and be able to, like we talked about earlier, be able to see, oh, that is a fake video.
Right.
That's not true. This is true. You know, it's saying that faith should happen in everyday life.
Every day is, I think, a big key word.
Yes, every day. At the dinner table, driving to school, working around the house, bedtime conversations.
Yep.
You know, even though my daughter, she's 17, I still go in every night and I talk to her before she goes to bed.
And that's so
even
important.
At 17. My son, I still do it. He's young. He's 9. And he just wants to beat on me when I go in there. And I'm like, look, we're not doing this.
We're not wrestling right now.
Yeah, I'm going to bed. And so are you.
Hopefully not in pain.
Yeah. And,
yep.
You know, and being a parent, I'm not a model parent. I'm not perfect. Neither are you.
No, I'll 100% admit that.
I fail miserably.
Yeah. And I think we should acknowledge those failures to correct and move ahead.
Yes. Yeah. I fail miserably at talking about faith with my children. And that is something that I'm going to have to work on.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. I had a conversation with my son. I took him to his grandparents' house one day last week.
Okay.
Or this week.
Recently.
Thank you. I like that better.
Yeah.
And
a little bit easier.
I asked him, I was like, And what was crazy is I bet you it took me 5 to 10 minutes just to get the courage to ask him what he knows about Jesus. And that's a shame.
You know, I think a lot of that is funneled from the devil himself.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's why you argue on Sunday morning with your wife.
And you've been fine all week.
Yeah.
I think you were telling me about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh,
or the kids do it too. I don't want to get up. I don't want to go. Or they're dragging their feet. Or whenever you're getting ready, I have to go to the bathroom. Come on.
We got to
go. Church
go.
has a bathroom.
Yeah. Exactly.
But do not spend all service in there.
Yeah.
And they have tried that.
They have mini bathrooms.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, but that's a shame.
It is.
That it took
That's the enemy doing that. But
yeah,
causing fear in your soul.
Yes.
And in your mind. Just to be like,
ask a simple question. Yeah.
In your mind of, well, what if he says this, or what if he doesn't do that, or what if all the infinite what ifs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And it's like, once you realize that's happening, you're like, wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I ain't doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's crazy how simple we can be distracted sometimes.
Yeah.
Or listen to the wrong voice.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and that brings up the question of, so what is competing for our kids' attention today? And unfortunately, I mean,
a lot of the world.
Yeah. They're getting hit with everything from all directions.
They are.
Where we didn't have
And they don't
that.
know what to do with it. How are you supposed to process that? It's overwhelming for us.
Yeah.
And we're mostly developed, right?
Well,
some days it's questionable for me.
Yeah, same. For me.
But for kids that we know for a fact, their brains are not developed yet. And, because what is it, like 25 or 28 or something, where it's like your full
frontal lobe,
whatever that word is called,
frontal lobe.
Yeah, it's like mid to late 20s.
Yeah, when it fully develops.
Yeah, but you were considered an adult at 18, and you can
Okay.
make all these quality decisions.
Yeah,
that's why society's in the shape that it's in, because it knows that. But I think that's fueled by the enemy too.
Right.
I do. The spiritual enemy. I'm not talking about worldly stuff.
Right. So that brings up, are we
as parents
okay, modeling the kind of faith we hope our children will have?
Yep. Which is terrifying.
Are we sitting there doom scrolling?
Yep, I am. Sometimes.
Yeah, same.
And since I've had to intentionally put roadblocks in the way. Yeah. Roadblocks, not Roblox.
Roadblocks?
That's a different. That's a whole different situation.
Yeah,
it's a whole nother problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Which. And the thing about it is, though, you have to be intentional about it. Otherwise, you will just mindlessly, as they call it, doom scroll.
Yeah.
Or get distracted so easily, and you just allow yourself to do it. Like a sheep.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it's been called that before if you're not careful. Sheep before the slaughter. And the slaughter is the world.
Yeah.
And the devastational stuff that it can bring.
And I think
as parents, you have to be a lot more intentional.
And one thing and this just popped into my head over talking about this, I have a Bible app on my phone.
Yeah.
I have a Bible app on my iPad.
Right.
But if I'm sitting there like this,
yes,
in the living room,
yep,
he or she has no idea what I'm doing.
They just see you on your phone.
Yep.
Versus
not knowing that I'm actually sitting here reading the Bible.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, Dad's playing a game or watching a video. Or,
and that's,
which is what everybody would assume.
Yeah, and I do that too.
Right. Everybody does.
And,
doesn't make it right, but everybody does that.
Yeah. Next episode, I don't need a spinny chair, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Because I talk and...
Well, I was going to give you one of those, but I was like, you would say, be like, well, it's not fair that I got one of these. So I got you one of those.
Anyway.
I try to... Whatever.
It's fine.
Listen.
I just now realized I've been swaying back and forth.
Well, I've done it too, so it's fine.
Okay. But
spinny episode.
And I know everybody's got one. Well, I don't want to say I know everybody's got one.
A good majority.
I know I have a hard copy Bible.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is if I just want to randomly read something, I'll just open it up to whatever it falls on is whatever it falls on.
Yeah.
But if I'm wanting to look up something specific, it's so much easier on here because all I got to do is go find it, hit that button, hit that chapter, and scroll to it.
Yep.
Where in the Bible I have to dig.
Yeah.
And dig.
Yep.
It's what I should be doing instead of finding it on my phone.
So there's a solution that you can do because
Put
I've
the phone
done
down.
no, and still use your phone. Like say if it's just you and you're trying to find something. So because I've had this happen before too, and we don't it's like if Satan came waltzing in, him and his iconic horns and pitchfork and stuff like that, which that's just what the world says he looks like.
Yeah.
But anyway, if he came in like that, like guns a-blazing, be like, oh yeah, obviously, yeah, that's bad. But he loves using distractions, and those distractions are usually in themselves good things. Nothing wrong with them.
Right.
But it's distracting you from what God is wanting you to do.
That's
the thing.
Yeah, I saw a video of
Yeah.
What's the guy's name that played is it him though? The guy that played Falcon in the Marvel movies.
Oh,
I'm trying to think though, is that him in this video that I saw, or is it someone else? No, it wasn't him. Then it's the guy that does all of the impressions of celebrities. Anyway, I can't think of his name now.
Sure.
He has the Bible app on his phone, and you were talking about distractions.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't read it. He's like, text message will pop up. Something else will pop up.
All of themselves are fine.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with them.
Right.
It's distracting you, and it's wanting you to click on them.
Yeah.
So, a solution for that.
He was saying, so I went and got a book form Bible.
Yeah. And, conspiracy, it can't be just changed.
Right, yeah.
Which doesn't happen. Okay. Sure. Not getting into that right now.
Right.
But look it up. It's very interesting. Anyway, a solution. Your phone has different focus modes. Create a custom one for Bible study time.
Yeah.
Or just simply put your phone in airplane mode. Whichever.
And I would forget, and it would never come out of it.
And then it's like, well, things been so peaceful lately.
It's so wonderful. I've not gotten anything.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, but I've had that happen, whenever, and that's the thing about using technology as Bible study tools. It's great if you can horse blinders.
Yeah.
And focus on that and not get a ton of notifications from other people. Not their fault.
Yeah.
Just the timing of it.
Yeah.
In themselves, or games or social media, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
I've noticed something really interesting. Speaking of Facebook, I've been intentionally unfollowing certain things of the world.
Yeah.
Not terrible things, just the world, right? Yeah. I'm like, no, I just, I don't get on Facebook much. And if anybody follows me, they know that. I haven't posted anything in like a year almost.
It's probably the same.
And it was just a picture of myself. And before that, it was just like a picture of the sunset or something. I don't use it.
Yeah.
That's intentional. Others do daily, and that's fine. You make your own choice. Freedom, right? But my point is, is I've been following a lot of Bible devotion people and godly influential people.
Same.
You know, because I'm a strong believer in you are who you hang around with. Or so if you want to grow, surround yourself with people that are where you want to be.
Right.
And that could be spiritual, that could be financial,
Yeah.
that could be business, that could be fitness, that could be whatever. So their ways, you start adopting them.
Yeah.
You know, you start to become, and that could also go the negative way.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you know this more than I do.
It goes that way faster.
It does. It snowballs quick. Downhill.
Yeah.
Gravity. And it escalates very quickly. And so, you know, people were like, oh, well, this made me do it. This substance made me do it. I'm sorry, but you made the initial choice to go that road.
Yeah.
You might be so far down that road now to making it very difficult. It's not impossible, but very difficult to come back.
To get back out.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Like our friend Joe. You know, you can do it. But it's not easy. But neither is really good things that, you know, that social media just paints that, oh, all of a sudden I'm this or that.
Yeah.
You don't see all the countless nights of lack of sleep or failed attempts. You just see the success stories.
Yeah, you see the success.
Which is social media's glory, but that's not reality.
No.
And or the you know, for fitness, it's the spray or the oil or the lighting. Oh my gosh, the lighting makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Or starving yourself for 3 days to just take a photo. You know, that's dangerous. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, unless you were under strict guidance of a doctor or medical professional to help you with that. Yeah. Anyways, so my point is I've been, you know, so my feed is usually just scripture, God related things, or, you know, godly fitness advice or, you know, whatever, that happen to do both. And so, you know how at the very bottom, this is extremely annoying, and I'm not going to get on this rant too far, but on a video, on a reel, on Facebook, I think they call them the reels, and to look at a description like, oh, the more is in the description, click on it to expand. Well, then an ad appears at the bottom. Taking the description away, you have to close the ad at the very bottom, just a little picture, a little ad. Yeah. You have to close it out and then reopen the description and scroll it down where you were if it's a longer one. Very annoying. But anyway, so that little ad section, right? And I've noticed this. Usually it happens, which this is all basically on my feed these days, but it's something biblical. And that ad is highly inappropriate of the world.
Yeah.
But it's like, boom.
Right.
Good and evil right there.
Yeah.
How more obvious can it get?
Right.
You know, and, you know, some of those things here recently, I've had to report those because those shouldn't be allowed, period.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's so far bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this even here? You know, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And it's just there. And I'm just like, close, report.
Yep.
And, you know, whatever. And usually I get a follow-up later that says, thank you for letting us know we've taken this down.
Yeah.
But somehow they sneak it past their guidelines and restrictions. I don't know how, but they do. But anyway, sounds like they need to tighten up their ad monitoring or something.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But you're right. I mean,
distraction prevention.
Yeah.
It needs to take place.
But
it has to be intentional every day.
Yeah.
And on guard every day.
Yeah.
Be like, this is if you're going to use your device, phone, tablet, whatever, computer, as a Bible study device, I think we need to intentionally put things in place prior to.
Right.
To not allow during that time, say, okay, God, the next 30 minutes, next hour, next 5 minutes, next 15, whatever you've got available, I'm going to do similar to what we should do to our spouse or kids, undivided attention, because they can tell when you're half there.
Yeah.
You're present, but you're not.
Yeah.
You know, God, same way.
Oh, yeah.
You know, God's like, okay, I thought this was my hour or my 10 minutes.
My time. Yeah.
And then here you are watching a YouTube video.
Well, let me tell you,
guilty.
Making this
#human
content for today's show.
Yeah.
So crazy, man. I did it one morning when everybody was still asleep.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the living room, and we had played PlayStation the night before.
Yeah.
And just the controller was sitting on the armrest of the couch.
Okay.
And, I'm back in the couch, with my phone, going through everything, trying to find everything. And I would catch myself doing this, just glancing at the controller.
Ah, man.
And
yeah.
Pick me up and play me.
Please.
Get off of what you're doing. And I truly think it's because I'm going to try from here on, however long we do this podcast, to incorporate biblical things.
Okay. I'm good with that.
100%. And it was when I was working on this one.
Yeah.
Is I would catch myself just glancing at the controller, glancing at the PlayStation controller, and I'd go back and I'd be like, and I'm like, just go on, leave me alone, let me finish this.
I see what you're doing, and see the thing about it is there's only so many patterns there, and there's a pattern. There's only so many methods the devil has to use.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not playing anything inappropriate.
You don't have to be.
It's just taking me away from.
That's all it is.
What I was doing.
Like I said, what you're being distracted with usually isn't bad.
I had to get up and put the controller back on the base.
Basically, you saying no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how something so simple is actually a part of the spiritual war?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. But sure enough, I had to get up and put it over with the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was basically you saying to the devil, shots fired, shots fired. It's like, oh, you playing that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
But I did. I got up and I moved the controller.
An intentional decision had to be made.
Yeah. And, and I only spent maybe 30, 45 minutes after that, after that action.
Yeah.
And then by that time, folks were getting up, and my quiet time was over.
and see, that's where I'm kind of at. Is I don't really have throughout the day and the evening. They're pretty packed, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna have to roll back my clock and just get up earlier. And that's what I've had to do, for the gym and stuff like that. Sometimes I'm able to do twice a day, but that's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
But I've found that if I'm able to intentionally make the choice of doing the gym in the morning, I feel a whole lot better throughout the whole day. The afternoon sleepies don't happen.
No.
They don't.
I used to do, when I went to the gym, which was a long time ago.
For now.
We would do that.
Yeah.
We would get there at 4:30.
Yeah.
And I was fine until almost the end of my 12-hour shift.
I was going to say, was this when you were doing nights?
No, this is when I was doing days. I was on day shift.
Okay.
I was on day shift.
Before you started your days, or daytime shift.
Right. And we'd go at 4:30 in the morning. And I was okay until about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then I could have just laid down in the road. I was done.
Yeah.
And we did that for, golly, a year and a half.
Really?
2 years. We would meet at 4:30 in the morning.
Just consistently.
Yeah.
How many days of the week?
Only on days we work.
Okay.
So, 1 week it would be 2 days, and then the next week
that was a rotational one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Next week it would be 3. We'd only do it. We'd take the weekends off. We didn't do anything on the weekends. We might on one of the short weeks, like if we just did like Wednesday, Thursday, we might hit Friday, but it wasn't at 4:30 in the morning. But like now, the only time I could do would be evening.
Yeah,
that would be it. That'd be the only time I could do.
I've had this thought lately. how in Scripture it talks about tithing your first 10% financially. And that's can be a hot topic for some, but basically giving God your first of
first and best.
See, all right. I've had this realization over the last couple of weeks that should be applied to time too. First of the day.
Yeah.
Devote it to Him.
Yeah.
So start your day off with a devotion,
right,
with reading the Bible, distraction-free environment, quiet, as terrifying as that can be. Silence.
It's wonderful.
Can be. But, as I'm going to talk about in one of the next coming subjects, it can be bad. If, depending on how you handle it, right? But
Speaking of silence real quick.
Yes.
Have you seen that Microsoft has that silent room? And then if you can stay in it. Yeah. How do you get on that list?
I don't know.
Obviously, the people that have done it are not parents.
Are you allowed to sleep?
Yeah.
Because that would be like the best sleep ever. Could you imagine that mixed with an oxygen chamber where they pump the room just full of oxygen?
Yeah.
And it's like you have 100% oxygen.
Yeah.
And the best sleep of your life.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
please.
I think they said the longest 48 minutes or 40.
Because you had to get an hour, right?
Yeah. It's all you got to do is an hour.
Sign
me up.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Same. And it's $5 million.
So question, though. Serious question. Don't laugh. Don't smile.
I'm already smiling.
Can deaf people sign up?
See, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Okay, sorry.
That's rude.
That's not.
But they say
that's a legit question.
That is a legit question.
That's discrimination otherwise.
It would be.
I'm just saying.
They say after X amount of time, you can, you start hearing.
You hear your heartbeat. You hear your blood, your organs functioning.
And that's what drives people crazy, that they have to get out.
I hear that now.
I'm just go to sleep.
You just go to sleep.
Because it's on if
it's AC, I'm good.
It's on like a net-ish floor.
Yeah.
Almost like
it's
a
suspended
hammock.
It is.
Yeah.
It has to be in order to do the floor too.
Yeah.
Because the foam insulation is like so many feet thick. I mean, it's insane. It's the best, I think, or the most intense.
The only thing is, and it sounds weird, but you know what I'm talking. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Farts would be loud.
Silence is loud.
It is, though. It is.
And I wonder if that's what gets people. Because it starts getting louder and louder. The quieter space you're in.
Not necessarily the song, but yeah.
Yes. It
is a very real thing. And see, at one point, with my kids, like there would be times where I wouldn't have them with me, and it was just me at the house, and I would have to be constantly playing some sort of noise to not allow myself to go there, which. In some mental, and I'll get into this in a minute, but some mental health wise, that's not okay. That's not good.
Right.
But that's our default. Like, okay, just play some sound, play music, have the TV just playing background noise, right?
Background noise.
And that's
we do that.
See, that's a very simple, very common solution. But sometimes it should all get turned off.
Yeah.
In a, an intentional, good, healthy way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, sign me up for that.
100%.
I could do it.
There's a lot of different folding phones and devices out there right now. Except for one, huh?
Is there really?
There is.
I mean, it's been long time since I've...
Yeah, because you had one at one point.
I did. I did.
As well. And
but I don't frequent cell phone stores, so I don't really know what's out there.
Yeah. And I've kind of, in a way... I know this is probably not believable, but in a way, I've kind of retracted a little bit.
There's no way.
I know. See, I told you, believe me. How rude.
There's no way.
I know. Except there's several different brands that are fold, which opens like a book, and then there's a couple that are flip, like the Motorola Razr, the Samsung Flip, different competitors out there, and then there's some over the pond, different options as well. Like Huawei has some. Yeah.
Bless you.
like different options as well as different.
I remember you talking about them. I think last season.
Yeah, I did mention one of them. Except one major U.S. player doesn't have one.
Tesla.
Apple.
I wish Tesla would put out a phone.
Oh, they've talked about it.
I thought that was fake though.
I'm sure it was talked about.
Right.
I'm sure he's thought about it.
I'm sure.
He meaning Elon.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has. But I guess Trump took that instead.
That would be cool.
That's a whole nother.
If he would do a cell phone.
That would be pretty cool.
I would go to it. Probably.
Really?
Yeah. If it ran solely on Starlink.
Well, he's working. There's things in the works with bringing that to carriers and stuff. But that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think down the road, that's a good possibility.
Yeah.
A new modern sat phone.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Would be pretty cool. Dead zones are a thing of the past.
It would be.
Yeah. But that's what he's trying to do business-wise with Starlink right now, is bringing that gap or bridging that gap where service, especially in this area, mountainous areas, right?
Yeah.
Where it's very difficult to put cell towers and then you have a mountain that's just right next to it. And it's like everybody over here, well, there's one right there, but there's a mountain right here.
Yeah.
And everybody on that side doesn't have cell service.
Yeah.
There's another tower that's in the works near where I'm at right now.
Really?
They just put it up a couple weeks ago, and I was actually out there looking at it. Oh. It's pretty cool. And it's not on yet.
Right.
But there's they're getting it all wired in.
Who's it with?
See how that works is the tower is with its own company, and then the cell carriers lease,
pay to use it, basically. Type thing.
Well, they have multiple power meters there.
Right.
And so each power meter is based on whoever leases, so they get their own bill as far as power consumption.
Gotcha.
And then it's fibered up to there, and either it's fiber direct to the tower, or there's a point-to-point satellite dish from another tower to another tower where you can't get fiber up there, you just can get power.
Gotcha.
So that's how that works.
Gotcha.
And so each carrier can then have their own antennas up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also you have LTE 4G antennas, you have 5G MIMO antennas, which is the short millimeter wave, different types of 5G, ultra coverage, or wideband, or what however the carrier wants to call it. Same thing. They just have different marketing terms for it.
Yeah.
And then there's also on each tower, on each side, there's GPS coordinate antennas as well for GPS devices, right? And then all the different stuff that goes along with it. And then, so I'm excited to see how far that signal's actually going to go.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to go all the way to where I'm at, but it's going to get a lot closer.
Okay.
And so I'm excited about that. And
you live out in the sticks.
I do. I saw it come in, ironically, on a semi-truck in pieces. Yeah. And I was like, where is that going? And then about a week later, I seen it sticking up above the trees. I'm like, oh, found it.
There it is.
And then I was able to, with permission, go out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, it was pretty cool.
So Apple's making a
fold.
A fold.
Like a book.
Like a book.
Like the Pixel Fold or the Samsung Fold. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And they haven't officially released it yet. Or announced it yet, I mean.
Oh, okay.
So they'll release it per assumption at this point in September when they release iOS 27, which I'm using as a beta tester.
Of course you are.
Of course I am. Developer, right?
Of course.
And so we're on beta 2. It's a lot slower because it's a new version entirely. So it's not like weekly beta updates versus if it's already like, say, for example, everybody else is on iOS 26, right? And so it's like 0.5.
Us normal people.
Sure. 0.5, and then you, or whatever they're on right now, the beta would be every week, usually. Usually on Mondays is the update schedule. typically is how that goes. And then, but for a major release, a new number like 27, it's every couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks usually, in the beginning especially.
Okay.
As it gets closer to September, whenever Apple releases it and they announced it at WWDC, the Worldwide Developer Conference, a few weeks ago in June, second week of June, usually.
Sure.
But that's just software release stuff.
Right.
Usually. There's usually no hardware stuff. That's in September.
Okay.
Which is Samsung does theirs in the spring for that year, and then Apple does theirs in the fall of that year. And people are like, "Oh, Apple's so far behind." No, you're just comparing it against last year's.
Right.
So there's been that, and then they compare it whenever that comes out.
Yeah.
But just different release schedules. It is what it is. Deal with it. Or not. I don't care. That's what the internet's for.
True.
Debates galore. But anyway, so Apple just confirmed, though, the iPhone Fold in some of the code that's found in this beta.
Okay.
Okay. So, some in iOS 27, which is beta only right now, includes some references to things like fold stage or angle degrees. Okay, this is found in code. All right. And things that would only be applicable if they were making a foldable phone or device. Not to mention that another code string reference a display counter. How many displays are active? Outer or inner 1 and 2, right?
Right.
So that's kind of like giving it away.
Now,
basically.
question.
Sure.
It's not going to be like if it's closed, it's not going to be like that skinny thing that the Fold turned into.
You talking about the narrow screen?
Yeah.
That was a Samsung thing.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I didn't like about theirs.
Yeah.
So narrow, it's unusable with anybody with larger hands.
Right. It's not going to be like that, is it?
It's going to be more like the Pixel Fold. Shorter and wider.
Okay.
So it's not going to be as tall as, these.
All right.
It's going to be probably about here, and then about the same width, or maybe a little bit wider, just a hair. And then it'll fold open to be a little bit smaller probably than like the iPad mini, like the smallest one.
Okay.
So it's going to be very similar, some of the renderings and some of the mock-up designs, because they have to send mock-up designs to case manufacturers prior to, but they have to sign an NDA to where they can't talk about it. And if they do, they'll remove them from their for next year. And they'll probably sue them for violation. But anyway, so that's what we're looking at so far as design-wise. So it's going to be more similar to the Pixel Fold for comparison than the tall, narrow, skinny. I did not like
horrible.
That.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. Now,
horrible.
I did like the pen. You can use the pen.
Yeah.
I love the Samsung DeX, which is not just for folds. It's for any Samsung phone, which is cool.
Yeah.
Operating system when you plug it into a TV or monitor. I would love if the iPhone would do that if you would plug it into a monitor and it's running Mac OS. Amazing. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
That would just shoot themselves in the foot product line wise.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it would tell you how many in the code. It was talking about how many active displays there are in one of the code strings, lines of code basically. And so you would have a front display and then the massive inner display 1 and 2, inner and outer 1. And then there was a pretty interesting section in the Apple's Developer State of the Union where they were talking about new technologies and the latest best practice for developers, casually mentioning apps that should be dynamic to readjust as display size changes. Why would that be? If you're not
making one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why would they bring it up as a heads up? Say, hey, get this resizing screen resolution and aspect and all that stuff in your app to where it can adjust as needed if it wasn't going to be a thing, right? This
yeah.
is something that's been talked about for a few years now, but it's speculated, it's like, why has Apple not done anything? Because Samsung's on their like 8th generation of it, I think.
Yeah.
7th or 8th or
Yeah.
somewhere in there. Pretty well developed. Pixel Fold is like 2 or 3, 4, somewhere in there. 3, 4, I don't know. And some others are, you know, they're pretty well established, right? But it's typical for Apple to kind of wait, let new products, new types of products work themselves out, and then jump on the game.
Yeah.
Typical Apple fashion, right? It is what it is. But then, because like on an iPhone has a stationary display, iPad same way. It's not going to change. You can rotate it. It might literally just rotate. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's nothing new. So why would they mention that? But a foldable iPhone with what we're looking at is about a 7.8 inch inner display. Certainly would change that app fluidity as far as dynamically changing, as they call it. So if there was any doubt in anyone's mind at this point, this is pretty confident of, you know, just confirming that. I would say that it's pretty close to being a real product.
But they won't say that until September.
Correct.
Okay.
Others might kind of release it. There's been a leak of some kind, which per always, there's always going to be that. So some people are like, oh, yeah, maybe eventually, not this year. I don't think so at this point. If it's in iOS 27 beta code at this point, which it is, I saw it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, it's going to happen this year. Because if it wasn't going to happen this year, it would be in iOS 28.
Right. I wonder if they got it
Pretty
already
obvious.
finished and just wait.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Basically, I would suspect.
Yeah.
Just like GTA 6, they're just playing it at this point. You know, it's scheduled for November release after how many delays and how many billions of dollars apparently.
It's finally showing up on PlayStation Store.
Pre-order. I saw that. I saw that yesterday.
I saw that too.
It's there as pre-order, like a placeholder, like you pre-order it and you can actually put money down. And I was like, okay, it's legit.
Yeah.
You know,
we'll see.
We'll see if it holds up to the hype. But apparently, I mean, there's supposed to be a lot of detail on that, kind of going off on that side tangent. But it's relevant in the sense that it's probably done,
right,
or very close to being done at this point, and they're just testing the crap out of it. Is probably what they're doing. Apple is basically developer-wise saying, hey, it's happening, but they're not doing a media announcement release that, hey, we're doing a foldable. It's just in the code. And of course, they know this, that people are going to catch that because each beta that happens, they're searching the code of each beta version of the software for any changes and comparing it against, you know, so they can tell the masses because on their social media accounts, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, is
that what you're doing?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's pretty interesting. I don't know that I would get it though.
I would.
Well, here's my reason for not.
As long as it's not like skinny when it's folded.
So the iPhone Air, the really thin one.
Yes.
It's going to be like 2 of those, essentially.
Oh, okay.
And that's conspiracy speculation of why they created the Air.
Yeah.
Durability, material testing, because that's still titanium. These, they went back to aluminum because of heat dissipation. But the Air, because of it's so thin, they had to still stay with titanium. Otherwise, it would break.
Gotcha.
It takes, I think, jerry-rig everything, it was like a couple 100 pounds or something crazy to fully snap it.
The Air? The Air?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was like insane amount, like way more than predicted. But he had a scientific, tension device that would tell you exact pound that an object would be able to tolerate. But yeah, very interesting. Okay.
Well, that's cool because I'll be excited to see it. At least.
Exactly. The only thing that I would be hesitant about getting it as a daily driver is it's not going to be the top spec. You're not going to have 3 cameras, and if you do, they're not going to be as high performance as the Pro Max. Just like the Pixel Fold, it's not going to, just like the Samsung Fold, it's not going to be your top tier spec. So if that's important, you're going to have to decide which is more important.
Right.
And so that's kind of where I'm at with it, because you're going to be limited because it is 2 basically Airs probably snapped back together, you know? And so that's the thing. You have to weigh that out. Like, do I want high performance or do I want a foldability?
Right, yeah.
Do I want a bigger screen that I can open up and just have that? You're going to have to decide.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty confident in saying this. They're not going to do both. You're not going to have your high-spec Pro Max stuff in a foldable. You're just not.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you're going to probably have 2 batteries, you know, like, or whatever. 2 A battery and B battery. And then they, software-wise, are 1 battery. And then spec-wise, you're only going to fit so much in it because it's so thin. In order to, when folded, closed, to be the same thickness or close to a regular phone, which is what they're at right now.
Right.
What the new Samsung Fold, it's pretty impressive how thin it is when it's closed. It's very close to just a regular phone.
Wow.
Which is impressive. It's still that skinny from last I saw, but the Pixel one, very similar. The new Pixel Fold, it's very thin. The first one that I had, the first edition of it, it was a little thick, but I didn't care. It was fine. I didn't want a thin phone.
Yeah.
I mean, like, some people it's great for. Some, I'm like, I'm not asking for a thin phone. I don't want one.
Right.
I'll break it accidentally.
Yeah, same.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
And I always put a case on mine anyways.
Same. I do too.
Because there's so much glass. You know, the back is all glass. The front is glass, obviously. And I just want to protect it.
Same.
You know, I have insurance, but I don't want to use it. You know? But, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
I'll be interested to see it.
Yeah.
What it looks like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get it, though, if it was, like, super thin like that.
That's my speculation. It's going to be like 2 Airs.
I wouldn't want to lose camera quality either. So,
if you want, you're not going to have.
Now that you put it that way,
if you want to be able to zoom in a lot, because that's what you're sacrificing with the Air or the non-Pro editions.
Yeah,
is that third telephoto zoomed in lens.
Right.
You're going to lose that. So you're going to be whatever the primary lens, because you're going to have probably an ultra wide, but the Air only has just the main shooter lens, and that's it. It only has 1 lens.
Yeah. I don't
so it's kind of
like that. Yeah.
You have to figure out which more important, right?
Right.
To you, and might be different than everybody else. It's fine. Don't matter. Yeah. That's why there's options, right?
It's true.
So this kind of going back to the age thing of when kids are an adult or not.
Right.
So there's the thing that I recently found out that when, at least in North Carolina, apparently, per a kid's doctor, they informed me that once your child gets 13, the child, have to sign a form giving you, the parent, rights and access to the medical files. I thought was absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but they didn't drive themselves here. They didn't pay to get here. They're not paying for their way. They're not anything self-sustaining. So why is that a thing?
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
And one of my kids were like, I don't know if I'm going to sign that. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to keep paying your phone bill. You know, I'm just like, okay.
I don't know if you're going to get a ride home.
Right. You're walking. But apparently that's the thing. And the statute for that, the legislation on that, very interesting read.
Huh.
Yeah. So I've got, that was a very quick one, right? Kind of saddlebacking on some of the previous discussions, but.
So who did this? North Carolina?
Well, it's at the state level. I do know that. So there might be other states that are the same way, some not, but it's at the state level, is what I was told.
Okay.
And when I briefly looked it up, because I'm just like, this is ridiculous, that, yeah, it is state level. I don't know who. If you were going to blame somebody, I don't know who.
Well, I wasn't meaning that. I
but
was just meaning
what like government branch level, yeah, it's state. State regulated. It's kind of one of those things that I'm assuming federal's like, you guys can deal with it. Giving it off to the states.
Yeah.
Like they do a lot of things. But
yeah.
Which some are good, some are
That's
not.
how it's designed.
Yes.
So
to best fit the state according to some people that are in charge that make those decisions, at least. That are, I
don't like that.
Agreed. You know what else I don't like? That was a very vague, open-ended question.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm going through a lot of things in my head that you don't like.
That's terrifying. So I think I sent this to you or showed you the Rob Schneider, because he's a comedian as well as an actor, but the stand-up skit that he did on this past month of what it was.
Yeah.
Pride Month,
Pride
right?
Month. Yeah.
Okay. And how he's like, and if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's hilarious. But he's like, it's a little greedy. You fight for the country, you get a day. You die for the country, you get a weekend.
Yeah.
You're president, you get a day, but you have to share it with other presidents. Sorry.
Yeah.
But if you did something with said person, you would get a whole month.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, and I'm just leaving it at that.
Yeah.
But, the whole skit is like 10 minutes, and it's a good laugh, right? If nothing else, it's a great laugh.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree. I'm going to put a stance on that. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's like, a whole month? We only get 12. Actually, 11, because then it's time for the next one. But whatever. But anyway. But you know what else June is? Apparently? Men's Mental Health Month Awareness.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know he had one.
I didn't either. It was pushed to the side.
Yeah.
That does not sit well with me at all, because of the severity of that.
Yeah.
How I'm not saying that, other people's that I don't, follow or agree with per se, their views don't matter. That's not what I'm saying. However, I think we've got, as a society and as a country, our priorities out of whack big time.
Oh, yeah.
You have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Sure. You can do whatever you want to do within reason.
Yeah.
As long as it's not harming other people. But, people are not going to always agree with people, as we obviously know. I know, right? Crazy.
How dare they?
I know, radical. But, and it was interesting because like there was a Pride festival in a nearby city, and
Does it start with an A?
no, actually it doesn't.
Oh wow. Okay, go ahead.
It's the other way. Smaller, but what was interesting is on social media, and I've unfollowed certain people, but whatever, because I just got tired of seeing it. But certain people were, say, at the festival, doing what they do, and I'll say I've been once, but that wasn't for me. That was going along with others, and just saying that okay, and they knew my stance to begin with. I don't agree with this.
Yeah.
But I support you as a person.
Right.
I don't believe in what you're doing or agree with per se, but you have a right to do it just like I have a right to do things you don't agree with, speaking to them or whatever. But then ironically, across the street was a preacher and some of people that were with him. And I knew people there too. And they were also showing up on my feed, which was kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Because in the sense that I was able to literally see both sides.
Yeah.
And knowing people on both sides. And then the people at the Pride Festival were like, oh, you shouldn't be shoving this down our throats, this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, well, do you realize that if they take that away, they take away your right to do that too?
Mm-hmm.
Which is it?
Yeah. You can't
They have a right just as much as you do to be there.
Yeah.
So there's that, right? And that's kind of where I'm at with it as far as that goes. You know, if you know, and to say they're all inclusive, except just like things that happened with MLB, where they changed on their caps their logos to rainbows, and then they were, you know, the rainbow colors, and then they put the Bible verses on there, and then they said that, you're not allowed to write on the caps because that's against policy or whatever. Okay, but if they would have said anything besides Bible verses, would they even brought that up?
No.
I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. But it was because it was a Bible verse, and they say all inclusive. Oh, except.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. We're not going to include that.
Yeah.
But we're including everything else.
That's
as
true.
long as you're in line with it. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, and then about halfway through the month, about halfway through June, I started seeing a bunch of men's mental health awareness stuff. And this is going to get a little dark for a minute, but I was like, why? Wait a second. Why is this the same month? I didn't even know we had one, like you said, to begin with. But why is it the same month? It's not going to get focused on at all, and it hasn't really. And I think I got to see a little bit more of it on social media because I started looking into it more. So the algorithm was like, oh, he cares about this,
right?
You know, and I do. But the thing about it is I started to look into the data statistics of self-harm, right? Mm-hmm. Of what that looks like. How many people is that?
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, it's a little bit more than I thought.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, and the thing about it is, so I'm going to break this down worldwide, then I'm going to go, you know, through the country, and then break it down as far as timeline-wise, how frequent. Okay, so worldwide, there's about 727,000 suicides per year.
Okay.
All right. In the U.S., and this is 2024 data. I was trying to find something newer, but I think it's not out yet.
Right.
Not sure. But in the U.S.
Now, hang on.
Yes.
Is that men and women?
That is.
Okay.
Yes. I've got it broken down by that too.
Okay.
Because I was curious. And I'm like, why is men getting a month? Mm-hmm. There's a reason for that. So the United States in 2024, there was 48,824
men
suicides.
and women.
Men and women. Okay. However, the breakdown of gender, male and female, male is 80% of those.
Mm-hmm.
Dramatically higher. So not saying female mental health isn't important, because it is.
Yeah.
Okay. But data says that there is a bigger crisis for men.
Yeah.
But it's not being talked about. And that kind of goes hand in hand with, oh, we're men. We're not supposed to talk about our feelings. We don't care. You know, people don't care. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Right? There's that, and that's been around for generations.
Yeah.
Men are tough, which we are, and we're supposed to handle a lot more than in certain ways. Mm-hmm. We're designed to carry a different load than women. Mm-hmm. We are equal as far as we're both human. We're both children of God, if you believe in God. You know, we're all created in God's image. However, a woman is created as a helpmate to a man. Mm-hmm. A man was created first. But a helpmate is to provide where he lacks. Mm-hmm. Where he's not good at, she is. Mm-hmm. That's what people don't get. And because it's being twisted by society. So 48,824 suicides in 2024. Mm-hmm. 80% of those is male. Okay. So out of the annual global 727,000, this is going to be a bunch of numbers here real quick. Annual 581,600 is men globally.
Okay.
All right. U.S., out of that 48,824, 39,059 was men. Okay.
And that's in 1 year.
1 year. 1 year.
See, to me, that seems low. Even the total number.
Yeah. Worldwide. Or U.S.
Yeah. To me, that seems low.
I thought
But I don't know.
that too.
I don't know.
I thought that too.
I mean,
I thought it was higher.
I'm no
But
suicide statistic expert by any stretch, but when you said 48,000
in the U.S.,
yeah, I was like, that seems. I mean, that's a lot of people, but still,
it is.
That.
I had that same thought. I did.
Yeah.
And so monthly, globally, that's 60,583.
Global. Okay.
Yes. Men globally is 48,467. So just about what the U.S. is for everybody.
Total, yeah.
Is per month globally.
Okay.
All right. The U.S., all male and females, 4,069. Men is 3,255 every month for the for the year of 2024.
Right.
Weekly, 13,981 globally, all 11,185 men globally. U.S. weekly, all 939. Men 751 every week. Okay, I was like, I want to know more. Break this down further. Right.
Right.
Okay, daily. All right, 1,992. 1,992
Okay.
all. And you can figure out percent wise for
In a day.
in a day
Okay.
globally.
Right.
Okay. Men of that is 1,594
Okay.
globally. In the U.S., every day, 134 men.
Okay.
And this is suicide only, not total deaths.
Right.
With other things, right?
Yeah.
Because there is, obviously, but 134 all,
Yeah.
and then 107 men every day.
Okay.
That's everybody.
Yeah.
Servicemen, unfortunately, is probably a good portion of that.
Yeah.
Or, going through a really low, dark time.
Right.
Right. For whatever reason, which there's several. Hourly, 83
In the world.
in the world.
Okay.
Men, globally, 66.
Okay.
Almost 67 the way it breaks it down. But 66. U.S., 5. Almost 6.
Okay.
Because once you break it down, it gets in percentages.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not a
Yeah.
thing. But might
You
as
can
well
have half a person.
No. You can say 6, right? Men, 5.
Okay.
Every hour.
Yeah.
So, going to be a little dark for a minute, even more.
Okay.
The amount of this podcast, the amount of people that's passed. In just this time.
Okay.
How many did we lose? I mean, if we're doing the total runtime of this podcast, so just men, we're looking at if there's 5 every hour.
Around 20 to 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you start breaking it down even more, because I got it per minute.
Right.
It's actually, and then you would add 20% to that for men and women for the hourly.
Right.
And then if you break it down to every minute, globally is 2. Men, breaking it down because it's percentage decimal, we'll say 1.
Right. Yeah.
U.S., it's virtually basically 1, both men and women, because the way it breaks it down, right?
Right.
time between deaths. Globally, there's one every 43.4 seconds due to suicide.
Okay.
Okay. If you break it down by men, it's every 54.3 seconds because it's a little bit less, so it adds a little bit of time. In the U.S., for all men and women, it's 10.8 minutes.
Okay.
And for men, it's one every 13.5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So globally, kind of recap, summarize it, nearly 2,000 people die globally by suicide every day. 1,600 roughly are men.
Yeah.
United States, 134 every day. Including of that 134 is 107 are men. These figures that I just shared are for the whole year, and then I broke them down in time of less time to figure out how frequent and how many there is. And I don't understand, and I find it very disturbing that this was the same month as something else that was heavily focused on more.
Yeah.
Okay. But that just goes to expose agenda.
Oh, yeah.
Which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
But it can't get any clearer than that when there's a much greater issue than what it was celebrated as. It was celebrated instead of, hey, we got to focus on this.
Yeah. I did see that Texas is going to do away with it.
Really?
With Pride Month. They're going to sign a bill.
They're starting to.
Yeah, they're going to sign a bill, and it's going to be Faith and Family Month. I don't know if that's fake or anything like that, but I've seen that on a few occasions.
That would be great if it was legit.
They're supposed to go away from it.
And I think, I'm not saying to have the inclusivity, right?
Right.
Have a day or a weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. And then be done. Or Juneteenth or whatever. Because that was like right before Father's Day, and there was kind of a meme that, how Mother's Day, they get all this stuff, and then Father's Day for the ones that are, because fathers are just as important in a lot of ways. Because if you look at statistics about juveniles, especially, and young adults that are in jails, how many of them are fatherless homes?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a real issue.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm not saying mothers are not important, because everybody knows they're very important. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that fathers are basically looked over. Men are basically looked over.
Oh, 100%.
As you're only useful, society says, not what God says, but society says, men are only as useful as what you can provide. And when you're done with that, being a provider, or your usefulness is gone, bye.
Yeah.
That's what society is being teaching us. And that's what, if you allow your children social media, kind of like what we were talking about, phone access, just unrestricted, they're being brainwashed into that mindset very early.
Yeah.
Because it's in that content. Believe it or not, it is.
Oh, yeah.
So before we separate from this too much.
You started noticing that breakdown in like 90s sitcoms.
Yeah.
The dad all of a sudden just became this dumb idiot.
Yep.
That couldn't get out of his own way. And when before they were like a pillar of the household. And
started with entertainment in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and it made the dad funny.
Yeah.
That's
how they pulled it off.
Exactly.
Yep.
But what it boiled down to was that he's an idiot. You don't need to listen to dad.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Not needed.
Right. Yeah.
And for anybody listening, watching, dial 988 for anybody experiencing any thoughts of hurting yourself. There's valuable resources out there that and many others, right? Because, and you mentioned the, bringing, scripture into every episode and as much as possible.
Yeah.
You're loved. God loves you. You're cared about. And one of the things that was brought up to me at one point was, and there was a point where, I experienced some very dark things. And, maybe, on this show, maybe I'll go into that further one day in another episode. And I debated it today, and I'm just like, we'll see. But basically, I get it, right? But the thing about it is I've heard it said, don't do a long-term solution, and I'm using air quotes very intentionally here, long-term solution for a temporary problem. And the reason I do air quotes is because it's not a solution. It might seem like it. Society might make you feel like it is. Oh, it's how you get away from your problems. Mm-hmm. Just go ahead and just hang it up, right? End it. No. Because, and I'm going to part two this because somebody else told me, someone who deals with this a lot, is as far as on the aftermath, think about your family the next day. Think about your friends the next day. Think about your kids, your parents, if they're still around. Mm-hmm. What about them? That problem that you convinced yourself was so important, more important than yourself staying around, was a lie, first of all. But that problem, whatever that heartache was that made you feel so low, was just then shared to the ones that were closest to you. Mm-hmm. And if you're like, oh, I don't have family, I don't have friends, there's someone out there that cares. I guarantee it. You might not agree with him, you might not be on speaking terms right now, but I guarantee you that they do care. They wouldn't want that to happen to you.
No.
And I'm pretty confident in saying that. And if you're gonna say that, oh, they wouldn't even care, okay, well, God does.
Yeah,
He cares because you're His creation, and that's very important to Him. He's your Father, even if you didn't have a good example of a earthly father, and that might trigger you by saying He's a good Father, a good heavenly Father, but He is, and He actually shows you unconditional love. And God cares a lot. And reach out because you're not a burden. As one of the lies is, oh, nobody cares, I'm a burden. It'd be a lot easier, right? Whatever you get in your head long enough to convince yourself of, or what the negative says, negativity, people or spirit says, I'll just be done with it, right? No. It's not okay. It's not right. Reach out, get help. I mean, even comment on this video, it's fine. We'll put you in touch with somebody that can help you. Mm-hmm. Just say, hey, I need help. That's all you got to do. So, anyway, and I was, I saw where a good friend of mine, he was talking about how he had lost a very close person to him. It's actually his dad to this. Mm-hmm. And many years ago. And it was the anniversary of it, if you want to call it that. And still feeling the pain.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't go away.
No, it would never go away.
It doesn't. And another close friend, she lost her dad the same way. Mm-hmm. Still, years later, it doesn't go away. It just gets spread to the ones you cared about. And I'm not saying this out of trying to make you feel guilt, but making you realize the full gravity of the situation.
No.
Think about that. Anyway, I don't want to end on such a doom note,
Jeez.
but I felt led to share that.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to go unrecognized because I feel like that's a bigger thing to be recognized.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah. 100%.
But that was led on my heart to share. But anyway, I think we're probably going to wrap this one up.
Yeah.
And
I say we both need to go home by now.
probably would be a good thing to do. But yeah.
Until next time.
Until next time. See you guys. Take care.